Hello, and welcome back to Wild Beyond the Witchlight, WebDND's Wild Beyond the Witchlight, in fact. I am your host and ringmaster for the night, Theo, better known as a dungeon master, and with me are the wonderful players. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Henry. I'm playing Kaisol, the Hexblood Paladin.
Hi, I'm Chantelle, and I'm playing Chimera, the Satyr fighter.
Hello, I am Patrick, and I'm playing the Moon Elf Druid, Fëanora, or Nim.
I'm Hiyimi, I'm playing the Fairy Bard.
I'm Narose, and I'm playing Zaren the Drow Ranger.
And I'm Shrinebird, or Dally, and I'm playing Bluff, the Harengon monk.
Wonderful. We're getting so good at that. Okay. Oh, I gotta get into the mode. Okay. A recap for people that haven't been here. It's been a couple weeks. Apologies for that, scheduling conflicts, but we're ready. We're back. I need to remember to look at the camera. Last session, or in general, this group of disparate strangers who all met in the city of Kefig, I don't remember the name then, all met for the sole purpose of going to the Witchlight Carnival. Deciding that going to a carnival by yourself is just a little bit sad. You kind of grouped together and headed around as a unit. Through several trials and tribulations, fun acts and different stalls. The words are losing me. You eventually discovered somewhat, maybe not sinister, but definitely mysterious secrets behind the identity of the carnival and its two owners, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Everyone, turns out, is looking for something that has been lost to them, or a few of you have at least. And eventually you discovered through just a minor bit of blackmail, or bribery. Not bribery, it was blackmail, basically blackmail.
A bit of blackmail.
You basically found out that to get the things back that you had lost, you'd have to go to the Feywild domain of Prismea, the home domain of Zybilna, the patron, effectively the patron saint, or the patron of the Witchlight Carnival. As it is, that is where things that are lost in the carnival end up. Unfortunately, it was a one-way trip, as you got foisted into the mirror to regain what you had lost, with them giving some cryptic bits of advice to Hiyimi. I think I forgot to send you that. It's fine. Arriving in Prismea, or what turned to be one portion of Prismea, you begin to explore around your new Feywild domain. This section of it being a bog that you later discovered was called Hither. You encountered some Harengon brigands who tried to steal your memories, but instead you quite thoroughly kind of warded them off before moving on. And this is where you get to last session, where you discovered in a crashed air balloon on top of Slanty Tower the brave fairy dragon Sir Talivar, trapped in a cage. After coming here to gather information, he was trapped by Bavlorna Blightstraw, the current ruler of this domain of Prismea, Hither. He made his daring escape from her town of Downfall with the help of a Wigglewog, I believe was his name. The brave Sir Wigglewog tragically passed in the blimp crash, but you got Sir Talivar and his cage and decided to help unlock it. To that end, you went to Telemy Hill, the moving hill on wheels that you discovered was sentient and talks to trees, and is home to Jingle Jangle, the goblin who really likes to collect keys because of an unfortunate deal she made. She gave you the key free of charge, but being the kind and generous souls that you are, you'd offered to help her. I forgot the exact nature of what you said you would do. Did you offer to get her some food?
Yes, it was the truffles.
Truffles, right.
That was stolen
to get her
by the brigands.
Yes, you have to get her the truffles that she had, or some truffles, to replace the ones that she had stolen from her. because she was accosted by the same band of brigands that accosted you, and unfortunately, she didn't have a big paladin with her. So you did this, and she was very happy, very delighted. And you then unlocked Sir Televar. He gave you a gift of his magical sword, which Hiyimi should have, and also the secrets to the most finely combed mustache that has been passed down in his family for generations. That was a humble thing I added. You can thank me later. Regardless, that is kind of where we left off. As you exited from Telemy Hill, wanting a place to rest for the night, as it's been quite a long night in Carnival, you came across a walking on dozens of uncountable amounts of legs, an inn called the Inn at the End of the Road. You all came inside, got a room, and begun to sleep. And that is where the session ended. We pick back up in the morning. You all have had a long rest. You are all level 2. I believe that happened a couple sessions ago. And yeah, you all wake up. I forgot what the room pairings were. I don't suppose any of you remember?
It was
me and Bluff.
Yeah.
Okay, you two. Anyone else?
I think I was maybe in the same one as. I honestly can't even remember.
I think you're
Kai.
Hiyimi.
Oh, no, Hiyimi?
No, I got stuck with him.
No, I
Yeah,
think
that sounds about right.
I was with,
Okay.
what's his name?
Zaren.
Zaren?
Zaren. Sorry, I don't remember. It's been so long.
It's been a
been a
while.
week.
We'll get back into it. We'll get back into it.
So entirely rude. I am deeply offended.
I don't remember if we ever had a scene where y'all introduced yourselves. But that's just,
I assume it happened in
That's
the meantime.
we'll assume at the very least you know each other's names.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bluff and I do, because we did have an introduction. I was like, for someone named Bluff.
Yeah.
Yes, there was many
I was
jokes
very
made.
good at lying.
We had
Me
our little
and
hot
Hiyimi knew
The
each
irony.
other. Me and
Yeah,
Hiyimi knew each other
You
before
knew each
this
other.
started.
That's backstory. That's backstory. Okay. So, who would you say is the first one to wake up? Who is first downstairs?
Yeah, we did a lot of walking in mud. I'll probably be the last person up.
Okay.
Probably me.
I think that I'm very early down because I don't sleep. I only
That is
need
true.
4
You're
hours.
an
Fair
elf.
enough.
You trans.
That's why I'm saying I'd be the last up, because I'm probably cleaning my clothes.
Yeah.
and
I
to
would
scrub-
mention.
get some of the mud out.
I would mention, Zaren. Although you don't sleep, you don't require it. You can sleep, and it can be enjoyable should you wish to do it. Because I think no matter how much a trance invigorates you for the day, much like a sleep does, someone just can't beat a comfy bed. You know, sometimes you just can't beat that.
It's
But
4 hours like meditation / trance, then 4 hours of light work.
yeah, that is light work. So things like reading, keeping watch, attuning to magical items. That's the sort of thing you can do during a long rest. For normal people, it's 6 hours of mandatory sleep and then 2 hours of light activity. So you get an extra 4 hours being elves. You lucky bastards. But, yeah. So, Hiyimi and Zaren sound like the first ones downstairs. Hiyimi, are you, what are you doing early in the morning in this tavern? It is, the inn. It is empty. There's no one here. Except for you guys.
I'm getting some breakfast.
Brecky? Sure.
Brekkie.
What's the Hiyimi
Yeah.
brekkie?
I don't know. What do they eat in D&D?
Food.
Food.
mostly.
Food! Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of food?
This is a good point. What food they serving?
You know what?
What
I'm not
food is
sure.
normal in the
Give
Give me
Feywild?
the menu, please.
Is there a smell?
God.
Is there like a smell that wakes some of us up a little bit early?
Probably.
Baked
Hang on. 1 second.
potatoes. Oh,
Yeah, like I don't know if anyone else
Oh,
experiences it,
exclusively.
but at the
No
weekend, like
butter.
if your other people you live with wake up early and they start frying some bacon, you're woken up feeling really hungry because the smell of bacon's in the air.
Ain't this like fairy food? What, they just like
Very
You're gonna
food.
offer us like 10 different types of mushroom.
Fairy bacon.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, fairy bacon. It's the same as bacon, but smaller and sparklier.
Yes.
Oh no, it's made from fairy dragon.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh,
That went dark. Yikes. Okay.
What was that guy's name again? Ferdinand?
Sir
Ferdinand?
I forgot his name.
Sir
It's
Talavar.
Talavar?
Yeah, that guy.
Talavar.
I've got
Whatever.
it. I've got it as with an N. Sorry, I'll have to correct
V.
that.
Talavar. I guess he
got
didn't make it
Ferdinand
back
on
to.
the brain.
He didn't make it back to fucking. What's her name? Titania.
Fëanora? Oh, sorry.
We're all horrible at remembering things.
Yes. It's
that's
been like
part of the course.
it's been like 3 weeks.
I've got things written down. I don't know about you guys.
I just choose to forget. It's easier that way.
Fair enough.
Oh fuck! I forgot what voice I gave her. Right. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, you
It
did
was
that in the
very
morning. I remember
Scottish.
now. I remember now. It.
I just want to hear him be
Yes.
Scottish.
So, it wasn't Scottish. It's something else. Fuck. You come down in the morning, ready to get some good brekkie. The tavern owner or the innkeeper. It's not a tavern. I can't even remember that. They're different things. Who has introduced herself as Sue Harabax. The lighting is making it very hard to read. Sue Harabax, the innkeeper.
Fix your lighting.
I can't.
can't, his
My
house
house
flooded.
flooded.
Oh damn.
The view is blue, and now my room has no light, so I need a stand lamp, which is over there because it's too bright to have on screen.
Guys, remember
Get better
to,
eyes, I guess.
remember to follow with Prime so I can fund Theo's getting a new house.
Please. Yeah. So she I forgot if you. No, you didn't. She kind of offered the rooms to you under one of the Feywild rules, the rule of reciprocity, being that you can have the room for free, but it is expected that you give some sort of gift in return, whether that be information, a trinket, a promise, a deal. That is up to you. You good?
You squeaked a bit, it's fine.
That was really loud.
It was a little loud.
Very
Oh,
loud.
Someone just screeched a fucking flute into their mic.
Yeah, that did
Good
sound like that.
God.
Well,
Anyway.
Let's get on with it.
anyways. Yeah. So yeah, Hiyimi's the first one down, and Hiyimi and Zaren, you're in the same room, so I assume you come out at a similar time. You get breakfast. Breakfast is, I don't know why, the image is like, probably not gonna understand what I mean by this, but like, it's also like an English breakfast where you get like a plate of just food. It's more like a Japanese breakfast where you get 3 million different kinds of food, and they're all in really sized like bowls and plates. So you think it's less food because there's so much of it. It's like one of the biggest breakfasts in the world. That's the kind of meal you're having. It's like a full table of different foods and like assorted plates and stuff.
They're kind of like
Delicious.
one of those Disney movie openings where the kid takes one bite of something and has to run to catch the fucking bus. Leaving
little bit,
all
yes.
the good food on the table.
A good script.
Oh,
Yeah.
every kid's dream.
Yes. Who is down next after Hiyimi and Zaren?
Bluff is probably a reasonably early riser.
And I was going to like describe the scene for Bluff as they probably wake up. It's
Right.
A very very dressed down Nim, because she's taken off her like big robes and rags that she typically adorns, and her big witch's hat has been taken off as well, just to clean it up a bit. And
Interesting point of a thought for that. Do you know? Does anyone notice anything, or does Bluff notice anything about Nim now that they have more skin exposed? Any sort of like blotching or?
it depends on how observant Bluff is. But if you were to have a look, most of Nim's skin is what I like to describe as elven vitiligo or vitiligo, whatever it's pronounced. There's quite blotching of darker blue skin rather than that nice pale blue, and specifically around part of her head. If she glances up at you, there's a gold, a faint gold crown tattooed on her head.
Yeah, that is something you do notice. It's quite distinct now that she's not wearing the hat. There is this small what looks like just a normal tattoo of a bright golden band around her forehead. That is normally covered by the big hat.
Bluff takes notice of
yes.
this.
Indeed, he does. Yeah. To say that your efforts to clean out your dress was fruitless is a bit of an understatement.
These stains are not coming out.
You do get, like, there have been, like, it's kind of formed clumps of mud, like, around the bottom, right? Those you can just, like, scrape off. Those you can, like just rub off, right? But the mud that is stayed behind and is stained into the fabric itself is not getting out. And the more you scrub it, how are you washing this dress? How are you cleaning this dress?
This is where you can come in and tell me otherwise, but usually they have like a little bit of a wash pan in some
right
like inns where you can like just
wash
your face off, a little bit of water.
Of course.
She's probably taken some of that, left some for Bluff, but taken some of that and is just trying to like rinse the mud out.
Yeah. So what seems to happen is it seems to dampen the mud, but because it's dampened, it just spreads further. It gets like it gets thinner, so it's a lighter shade now. It's because instead of this like thick, heavy kind of brown green around the bottom, it is now a lighter shade, but it is spread further up the dress.
You've awoken. Bluff, do you happen to know any magic that can help with this? I refuse to wear it. It is clean. I am also not going out of this room naked.
Make me a maybe a charisma check.
Me?
Yes, please.
Okay.
With a disadvantage, I should mention.
Disadvantage check. There you go. 6.
Excellent. You know what? Giving this a second look, the way this kind of brown-green entwined pattern has spread up the dress, this looks like it's kind of fashionable. Like, it kind of works now. The way it kind of creeps up, it kind of works.
She has an idea. She's like, no, forget that. I have the perfect thing. And she's going to start using Druidcraft to get some of them to start sprouting flowers and moss.
Okay.
Really just attach itself.
It's sort of kind of like kind of growing new things. Bluff, you take a look at this dress, you feel like you might faint. It looks like this dress has been left. Like, it looks like the bottom third of this dress has been left like in the rain, and the rest of the dress was like under a cave roof so that it didn't get hit by the rain. But like things started growing out of this dress. It looks infected with something.
Very, very cottagecore.
This is what happens when you lose your sense of fashion magically. Don't think I forgot. Oh, but no, you took this to like one of your parents, like a fancy ball or a gala of some sort. You might be the talk of the town. Coachella.
I would be infamous if I wore this. Not for the right reasons, though.
You certainly would be.
You're not sure it's hygienic, Bluff. You don't know what's going on there. Well, with that, you walk downstairs. Hiyimi and Zaren, you notice this just atrocity of fashion that is this dress.
Nice dress.
We had all the worst
several
friends.
hours just to get the mud spread across to where it was, and the Druidcraft really helped just bring out those colours.
It sure did.
We're the worst friends. Just will not
You know
tell
each other for like a day.
Can
That's
I
true,
insight
that's
Zaren?
You can, yes.
Because I haven't had them compliment me yet.
I would say, you have the mask on, Zaren, right?
Yeah.
When we insight with disadvantage, because you can't see the facial features.
Facial features. It's the voice. I'm sure I believe you.
Yeah. I mean, Zaren hasn't talked too much, so you're not entirely sure what to pick up on. So yeah, I mean, that sounds like a compliment. You know.
A little bit of a pink tinge at the top of my cheeks because I've not had such a nice compliment before. Recently.
And I assume next down is then Kai, Sol, and Chimera.
Yeah, I think Kaisel literally just like fell onto his bed, and
Yeah.
then promptly went to sleep. Probably making
Right.
his way. You probably all hear him making his way down the stairs, just kind of lumbers down. Maybe
It's like a heavy like bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum as he comes
probably
down the
even,
stairs.
Like, misses a step, like with the back of his heel, and he's just like, you're almost fall. And as he comes down, he's actually just like picking pieces of just like dried mud off the bottom of his legs and just kind of like pushing them away to the floor. He obviously hadn't washed at all.
No. You
Okay.
smell. In fact, all of you smell like a barn. You went through an 8-hour-long carnival, and then trekked through really thick mud in what is a very warm swamp and very damp. It's warm, but it's also very damp. And none of you had a chance to have like a good proper wash. There was a wash basin, as Patrick mentioned, but it's not enough to get like a full body cleanse for 2 people.
I think
Like, you
Zach
can wash,
just
like-
tried to wash his hair to get rid of any like sweat or anything, but gave
Yeah.
up on anything else.
Yeah, it's enough for 2 people. It's enough for like face and hair, maybe depending on how much hair you have, and like your armpits. And that's about it. That's like probably the most you could wash with that amount of water.
The first
Nim has indeed spent it on a dress.
the person who washed first gets the best wash out of the lot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you're second to that wash basin, it's not pretty. It's
Yeah,
functional.
I-
It's just not great.
Just dirt caked into
I'm
my fur.
definitely the last one down, trying to get as much of the dirt out of the fur and off of the
Yeah.
hooves as possible is gonna be a
Yeah.
pain. Like I guess
I
the
imagine
point where I'm
it's
just
sort
like,
of like a
fuck my armor. I don't need to wear trousers. I've got fur there. I'm just gonna wear my black shirt, go down, get some to eat, try and clean myself off a bit more later.
It's more of a pussy outlook.
So, you have this like I imagine you have like a small brush. Or you can very easily make like you can get like a stick and wrap it in some like cloth at the end to kind of like scrape out your hooves.
Yeah.
Get some like the gunk out of there. And yeah, everyone hears the kind of the like high pitched kind of clicking noise as Chimera's hooves tap against the woodwork stair. And yeah, you're all downstairs.
Good morning.
As you kind of sit down for this like there's a large breakfast spread, Sue comes over, and she's like, well, how do you do that, folks? Have good sleep, I trust it?
She was southern, okay, yeah.
He was.
I definitely had a
I
sleep.
remember because I didn't start like that, and then I ended up like that, and I
We
decided to
always
go
end
with
up
it. So,
with
always.
I definitely had a sleep. Thanks for
It
asking.
was good. Thank you.
Didn't have to sleep in the swamp.
Not
I'd
wrong.
like to apologize in advance. The pillow on my bed got stuck on one of my horns, and I kind of freaked out this morning.
Honey, we have frogmen staying here. You know how hard it is to clean all that of sheets? It's fine. Well, with that concluded, please enjoy breakfast. But I would like to get to the matter of repayment. Y'all new to the Prismia, so I'm taking it you don't exactly know how reciprocity works here.
I think I get it.
Not particularly, no.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, you see, it's kind of like this. You give a gift back of equal measure. I give you a nice rest of the inn. I typically take things like small trinkets, maybe a good story of losing the accent,
Yeehaw!
That kind of thing. Please someone speak up before I slip further.
No, keep going. I want to see what it says.
Every second I do this accent, I stray further.
You need to get closer
Keep
to your
going,
mic, by the
coward.
way.
You're unsatisfied with this story? How do we know it's of equal value?
Well, I guess I decide that, don't I?
Well, if you want.
I mean, some folks like you, I'm sure you got some interesting stories.
I mean, you said trinkets, right? If you want trinkets, I have these.
I'll take trinkets.
These shiny gold things that I sometimes keep around. I think they're usable.
Just give her gold coins.
I think they collect them usually.
So are you just handing her gold pieces?
He's gonna like fumble around like it's where I keep them. This one pulls out and he slams it on the table. It is his fucking coin pouch. And he digs out and he pulls one out. I have a few
Okay.
of them, so I don't mind parting with one of them.
I need to ask: is this you trying to be sneaky, or is this Kaisal?
Being Kaisel.
Yeah.
No, I think he is gonna be. I mean, he knows he can buy shit, so. But I don't know. I mean,
what
my
I'm asking is like
deception- my
persuasion or deception?
They're exactly the same. I guess
I don't want to know
for-
mechanically. I just want to know thematically. What is he using here?
I guess he would go with persuasion because he knows you can buy stuff, but it's also like, well, these are just trinkets anyway. Like, what is?
He
wood
does
but
understand that,
I see.
He
that
understands you
coins
can
are
trade.
trinkets used for trade for goods. He
exactly.
understands that part, but that's about it.
The fact that the currency doesn't really make a difference to him.
Yeah.
Kaison,
Right.
those are used as currency in our world.
Well, we're not in our world anymore.
He has a point.
Yeah, it's got a point.
That is true.
And
He's
they
not
are
wrong.
rather nice trinkets. You know, they are shiny. Gold is
She
a
gives
good
a. She gives a. Kind of like understanding, like knowing you're not trying to like deceive her. She kind of gives like a light-hearted smile, kind of like a, oh, okay then. Is anyone? She kind of looks at anyone else. Is anyone else bringing out any trinkets or anything you want to trade?
I mean, I got this this little dandelion. I got this from the Witchlight Carnival. This says something about making a wish on this thing. I don't trust that.
Did you ever
but-
use that?
No, I still got it.
It is flat. Half of the like dandelion like stem fluffs have like been smushed or fallen off. They're in your pocket somewhere. God knows where they are.
It might still work.
You've just given her pocket sand.
You know what? On
Pocket
second
lint.
thought, on second thought, maybe this isn't very good.
I was looking through my like little character sheet to see like
Yeah.
what items I even have, and in my other possessions it just says floating rock, and I can't remember what the context of that is.
Oh, it's a Feywild trinket. You're like a rock that kind of floats near you.
Okay.
Oh, don't anyone's more experienced with D&D. Don't worry, they didn't start with a stone of Ian.
And Yen,
Yin.
Stone. Mastery,
Ian?
just extra proficiency. I don't know, I always call them
Ion.
Ion, but I know that's
Ion?
probably not how
I
the
think it's Ayun.
Forgotten Realms Wiki, save me.
Floaty
Ian.
Stone.
Floaty stone, indeed.
You know,
Um,
Stone
Stone.
makes me better.
Also,
So
because
keep
this
going.
is indeed a role-playing game, it doesn't have to be anything necessarily on your character sheet. Like you don't have to have like everything written down. If you tell me, oh, my character probably has this funny little thing that doesn't make any gameplay difference, I'll probably allow it. Like whereas like I have this weird-shaped horn, or like this is a funny-looking rock. I'll probably allow it if it makes sense for the character.
Some of us wish we had wedge-shaped horns.
Yeah, tragic. But yeah, so just to give you some inspiration, don't feel bound to what is on your character sheets.
Wow, I get inspiration. Awesome.
No, you don't. Very specifically, you do not.
Damn it.
Aw.
That's a gameplay thing there, my dear.
So
Damn
close.
it, so close.
One day I'll get him.
Nope.
And how exactly do we give you a story? Is it we tell it to you, and if we're happy, that's the reciprocity completed, or?
I mean, yeah. Ever seen a traveling bard?
Hell, I wouldn't be able to tell a story in such fanciful ways.
Hmm.
This is where she's really racking her brain as to trying to find something interesting in her life.
Yeah.
She's going, I could tell the story of where I, by technicality, committed a crime.
No, but
Honey, we've
I'd be
all
interested to hear that.
technically committed crimes.
Yeah.
While that's going on, Zaren is just off to the side digging through his pouch, trying to find something in there.
It's like, no.
No, I can't give away my short swords. I can't give away my bow. No, a dagger wouldn't be good.
Hey, the dagger could have been
What do you have so many
handcrafted.
weapons?
I'm a hunter. I
Zaren's
can't
just
give away my
jingling around.
arrows.
That makes sense.
So-
That makes sense.
Narrows,
You know
this is where you could put the, as Theo was saying, like the RP flair to it. One of your daggers
Yeah.
could be like a handcrafted from an antler from something you.
It could be something
I mean, I could give away a feather. Does she want a feather?
So yeah, so
I can't believe
that
Zaren
was a
just
good
stole my
example.
exact thing that I was gonna give.
wow.
The
Nerd.
exact
So-
thing.
So
Bitch.
you both hand out feathers, like fuck. So here's some extra details,
Same
extra
shirt.
flavor to Zaren's character design. Yeah. So kind of tall halfling, dark elf. I don't know where that came from. I can only say half elf. Patrick fucked me up earlier because you said half elf when you talked
Yeah,
about your name.
I meant high elf, but I wanted to say moon
Drow,
elf, so
yeah.
that's half.
Hi. Yeah. I'll say drow because I don't know if he used the word elf. As a
Could've
like a
used
tall drow,
slurs.
this kind of wood, like is it like white painted wood mat? Like kind of greenish leathers as like almost like a form of camouflage, and just fucking nailed down with weapons. There is like. Correct me if you like want anything anywhere else, but like 2 short swords at the side, the bow slung over the back, quiver on the hip, and like a dagger at the side or like on the arm somewhere maybe, or like thigh dagger.
Exactly.
There's like loaded down with weapons.
Also, I
Jangles as
also
you
have a
walk.
slingshot. Because
Yeah.
I robbed the herring gun.
You do. You have a
I got
slingshot, yeah.
murdered.
Yeah. So
You're walking around, we just hear the clink, clink, clink. What do you got
Yes.
in your backpack there? Nothing.
nothing.
I'm
So, like-
loaded
like,
up with
when-
weapons and somehow still sneaky.
Like imagine when Zaren walks, it's like the 2 short swords hit against the quiver, so it's kind of like a clink, 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 as all the like arrows ruffle around in the quiver. So yeah, it's like the scene from it's in a fucking million different films, but like you know you get to check out like gun, knife, gun, other gun, knife. It's like oh god, we're gonna be here all day, aren't we?
Yes, we will.
She kind of looks at the things you offer, which is a gold piece, 2 feathers, a smushed dandelion, a story about how you almost committed a crime, and
Let's actually go
Chimera?
RP it out.
Can
but I'll still wait for everyone else to
While
go.
everyone else is like thinking of what they're given, putting shit on the table and that, Chimera's gonna run back up to her room and just grab the pouch of like these weird trinkets she got while working at Quincy's Tavern. Come running down the stairs and just kind of like pours out what's in this bag, which is like these weird, like random bits and pieces from God knows where. Bottle caps, smooth pieces of broken glass that look like they've been tumbled around in water for years on years.
right. Hang on.
Like
I have-
random pieces of carved stones that kind of look like coins, but with like little animals on top, kind of like stone miniatures of things, and just kind of looking
Like
through them,
pogs.
like yeah, just looking through them like which one of these looks the most interesting.
Okay, he's a fun little game. Roll me a d6.
Oh boy.
Can I
this
clarify that there's a story along with my feather? It's not just a feather for the sake of
Feather
it.
with a story. Okay, okay.
3.
Yeah, sure. You're a bard. 3? Okay. 1 second.
Oh god.
Oh, he's left.
You
Oh, this is
summoned
not good.
You
We've been
summoned him.
abandoned.
Harasks.
Oh no.
God has left the chat.
He's
Oh,
brought
I know
God,
him.
what
with
he's
the
doing.
chat, we are fucked.
I
Turns
saw
out it's
I saw
actually,
the.
it was actually one of those elemental gems that summons elementals.
Oh,
with no
God.
idea. Summon an element like fire elemental, and it kills us all.
Friends tavern end the campaign.
That's it. Campaign over. Go
I'm
home.
Not gonna
man.
lie, it does sound like something Quincy would give one of his fucking employees.
Where is it? It's not. It's in here.
So I saw the book he picked up, so I really want to know where this goes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure one of you will recognize it. A bit more familiarly. Familiarly. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna 56. Actually, do you want to roll me percentiles, Chantelle?
Oh
I'll
god.
let you. The hands are in. The fate is in your hands.
This is gonna end horribly. 43.
43. Okay. So get a like a pen down. Ready to write these down. 43. You have
Book.
one of the trinkets that comes out of your bag is a let me get closer to the microphone. Professional. A tiny wooden sylph figurehead from a model ship, like one of those like ships in a bottle. It's like a tiny little sylph figurine that would go on the head of the ship. I don't have. Oh yeah, quickly as an aside whilst I'm doing this, I meant to say this in the intro. I got a bit sidetracked. Big thank you to our very own Patrick for providing us with the money to keep the server up that we're playing Foundry off of. Thanks, big man. I appreciate it.
Local sugar daddy.
Hang on.
Oh
God.
God! To play D&D as a player, otherwise I'd just be a forever DM.
Yeah. That's what I am currently. Okay, can you roll me another percentile, Chantelle?
Oh boy.
The Chantelle style.
92.
92. Oh boy.
There's some good stuff on there.
Okay, well, I got a lot of different books to scroll through. 92. Another one of these trinkets is oh boy, it's a pouch made of flesh
Ooh, lovely.
with the drawstring being made out of some sinew. This is what happens when you roll on the Curse of Stride Gothic trinkets.
Yeah.
It's never good.
The flesh bag.
And third percentiles, please. I love how you had a bag in a bag.
Of course, then you have a
38.
smaller dice bag than your big dice bag.
38? Did you say?
Yeah.
38. Okay then. That is. Also, here, a little bit of a sneak preview. Recognize it, Chantelle? It's Frostmaiden.
Oh no.
38.
I've got a bag in a bag.
You have it's a delicate glass ball painted with snowflakes, capped by a metal loop with a tiny hook attached to it.
Ooh.
Delicate glass ball.
If you can't tell, it is a Christmas ornament.
Bauble.
A bauble. Yes. So those are some of the more interesting bag. One of which being a bag made of flesh. Oh, I fucking love the D&D trinkets tables, man. They're so fun. Okay. Alright, well then. Well, I got a few stories. Would you say your name was Nim?
I did, yes.
Go on then. He kind of like kicks her feet up, like kind of expectantly. Like, tell me a story.
Well, despite the way I speak, I was raised alongside a circle of druids. To cut a little bit of longer part of the story short for that part, like the epilogue, let's say. One of our fellow students decided to take arms against our master druid. It was an archdruid, mind you, not that powerful. The master druid who was teaching us. Her name was Arara. The master Erasmus was murdered by Aurora for reasons I can't begin to comprehend. And in defense of myself and the other students, I may have assaulted Aurora, disfiguring left arm permanently. That the left arm was removed. I may have been tried for more than lethal force being used to protect oneself, but I was found innocent. Just a little small story there.
Now you see, that doesn't sound so much like you technically committed a crime. More so, you did commit a crime, but technically haven't committed a crime in the eyes of the law.
Yes. I still feel like I'm definitely guilty, but they found me not guilty.
Zaren just slowly starts backing away.
Oh god. You see, this is why I left the human world. It's a nightmare. Ooh. Well, that was certainly interesting enough. I'll take it. And maybe, you know what? I'm not gonna question your morals. That's all I'm here to do. Fairy, a feather the story is what you said, yeah? Is a story connected to this feather?
Yeah, it's also connected to something from my backstory that I didn't know what to talk about when I was writing the backstory, but I do now.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember this, Theo, when we were working on this and we had the affected by teleportation magic thing?
Right, okay.
And we've already established at some point that this character is scared of geese.
Okay. Don't know where this is going.
I recall.
Untitled Goose Game?
So, basically, I came up with this 2 minutes ago. So basically,
As usual.
I may have been teleported, but the place that I ended up, there was a very angry goose. A very angry goose was he.
You got teleported into a pond. There's a goose there, like.
The goose saw me, and he was looking.
Mm.
And then
Make me
he attacked.
He attacked. Make me a performance check, as you are a bard. That is what you do.
Based on your size, you're probably lucky to make it out alive.
Hold on, I just need
And to quantify why I'm making you make a performance and not Nim, is because Nim's story wasn't like the story was interesting and confusing enough to kind of not be needed to tell in an interesting way. Like you could just say the fact as it is without embellishing them or making them sound interesting, and it'll still get people to go, "What the fuck?" Whereas this story, whilst it is very funny, it's not as it doesn't involve actual legitimate crimes that were committed against a person twice. But you are a bard. You've learned to embellish. You've learned to weave a narrative. You've learned to kind of act and perform to make things sound way more intense than they were. So that's why you're literally punching the story up. Like it's, I got teleported next to a goose and it attacked me. That's funny, but you're punching it up to make it like peak comedy. So yes, that's.
Well,
that's
I rolled a 22, and I fucking fought the goose, and that's how I got this feather.
Absolutely.
I landed in the pond.
Punched that goose.
I brought my face up, and there, staring me in the eyes,
was a goose.
was this long orange bill with teeth bearing down on me. It exhaled steam.
Its mouth squawked as its razor bladed tongue began to but like that. That's the kind of thing you're doing. You're like really going into the story. And yeah, it is extremely funny. Zaren, I think your whole curse of laughing a lot has but it would be hard to tell. It is a very funny story, and
Fair enough.
everyone has a good giggle. I was about to mix chuckle with giggle and make it a jiggle.
No.
That word.
Oh, I think
No.
we'll get in trouble for saying that.
So yeah, after kind of calming herself down, she goes, "All right, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'll give you that. Okay, that's fine." I look at you, Kaisal.
Those were some very funny stories, weren't they?
Indeed. Kind of, you might not know this, but just to elaborate, it's kind of like she will take the gold piece. She'll kind of like bring it up. Obviously, gold is not something she's interested in. It hasn't got much value in the Feywild, and it's not really a trinket because it is common to a certain degree. But with the sheer like somewhat some sort of like childlike innocence and like this kind of childlike grasp of the concept of money, being like, you give them the thing and then they give you the thing, right? Just makes her kind of endeared to you a bit more. It's like, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Really, well, there were some quite good stories. One moment, and he'll like dig through his, and was like, no, oh, here it is. And he pulls out one. It's like a slightly different shape and has slightly different like he's just got it from somewhere else. This one's
Right,
a
so,
special
like,
one.
So like the
Just
first
like
one
a
you gave her was
different
from
currency.
Waterdeep, and the second one was from like Neverwinter.
Yeah, this one has a different face on it.
Oh, do tell. Well, you know what?
I don't know who it is, but they look very important.
I could make a call back to In High Spirits, but not very many people will get here, so I'm not gonna. But just know that it is someone from In High Spirits. So
Hell yeah.
just a bit of flavor. And goes, alright then. Well, isn't that interesting? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Chimera, I believe was the name. Miss Satia. Those are some interesting accoutrements you got there.
Yeah,
That sounds like a really bad pickup line.
I work in a weird tavern. Let me tell you, you see
I know,
see
she
things
just-
that you'd never believe would exist.
She gestures to outside of her inn, which is currently on legs and is. It's like, you don't say. I know the feeling.
I mean, I have all these weird trinkets from different that has paid my boss from different places. I don't even know what half of these things are for. And I've got, I mean, they're not really stories, they're more like interesting recipes that I were told while I was working there. But I do have one story from when I was a kid, and I'm not entirely sure what happened, but my friends then said I was possessed by something. To be fair, we did break into a supposedly haunted house, so it was kind of deserved.
That'll happen. If you want a bit of something a bit interesting, she picks up this very delicate. You make sure to be very careful with this delicate glass ball that you know is it was a traveler from Neverwinter, or sorry, from not Neverwinter, Icewind Dale. He has a winter in the name, so I always assume it's gonna be. I realize the first half is Neverwinter. It's like, hang on, wait, no, it's not cold. It's the opposite of that. From Icewind Dale, a traveler who was coming down from there. The specific traveler who was in your tavern was a we'll call it like a. I'm trying to think of something. Like a kind of a blue-skinned fellow with like robes and a spell book, and you got this bauble from him. And so like, and you see this is interesting. This comes from this is actually from another plane. This is something planar. couldn't tell you which plane. But I believe it's part of a holiday. They celebrate around the colder seasons. I forget the names. Chris something. Well, regardless, it's definitely not over Faerun. So that's certainly interesting. I wouldn't mind taking this off your hands. Could use it to bind up the space a bit.
It looked like it fit right in.
She like hangs it up above the counter.
And just kind of like starts scooping everything back into the original pouch.
Into the bag. Also, Chantelle, don't ask how that lines up in the timeline. I couldn't tell.
No, it's fine.
Okay then.
There's been a good
Bluff.
amount of years in that tavern. Some weird shit happened.
Oh yeah, Bluff.
Yes.
What are you playing with?
Well, I consider as everyone else is telling their story and put away my squanched dandelion. I don't think that's very effective. But as she turns to me, he goes, "Oh, you know what I do have? A literal trinket I got." And he
Sorry,
pulls.
I want to ask you something.
Yes.
What is, as you put this dandelion back into your pocket, kind of like, oh, never mind, and just put that back in there. Like, you pull it out, go, maybe not. You put it back in. What is like, what is your like something you're thinking of, like you desire in that moment? Like, what do you think? Like, God, I really wish I had this. Like, I could need this like right now.
I don't know.
The ability to lie.
Yeah, that would solve all my problems, wouldn't it? He's probably always thinking about that, to be honest.
What is more of like a forefront thought?
I'm trying to think about it. I don't think he's thinking about anything right now. He's got a pretty one-track mind. He's focused on his other thoughts.
Something to give the lady?
I mean, yeah, but he's got something to give the lady.
Okay. So what is it you're gonna give him? Give her, sorry.
He's got that Lucky Charm necklace from the Carnival.
Okay. As you reach into your pocket, your bag, you pull out. You reach for this necklace, and you pull it out. And as you do, you hear some jingling in your bag. You look down, and there's a second one.
Yeah.
As you put the dandelion back in, the corn puffs flake off, and its wish magic is activated.
Ah, damn it! I want to save that. Oh well.
Were you ever gonna remember that?
Yeah. I had it. I just had it out. I remembered it. I knew it was there.
Squash.
Oh well. Well. Okay. I guess I'll give. Well,
Don't worry. I have that in the back of my mind. That might come back later.
Okay. Anyway, I guess I'll just hand her this necklace that I have and be like, I think this is a very interesting necklace. It's got a little figure on it. Some little green guy.
You just, sorry, I realized, you just like item dupe glitch to this necklace. Okay. And like yeah. Well then, and that an interesting little bit jewelry there. Yeah, I'll take that.
Go for it. I like this little guy. I think he's a fun little fella. I don't know who he is or what he's doing.
Makes me think of overexcitement and under-delivering.
I
It's
see
like
what
Lucky
you
Charms
mean.
themselves. Rose.
Somehow feels a bit soggy.
See?
A little bit, yeah. You touch the necklace and you just think, no. Zaren, what is your trinket or your story? What are you handing over? Just the feather, right?
Feather.
Feather? Okay. Now, the problem with this is, there was competition. Someone else has handed over a feather and also had a funny story to accompany it. I don't think you'll get by with just the feather. Sadly enough. It's a competitive market, if you will.
Dang it. I keep the feather on the table, and he goes back to just searching through his stuff again.
Yep.
The rattling getting louder and louder because he's moving more erratically now. No. 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 Ah, a bone.
Yeah.
You want it?
Is it just like a bone?
It's a bone with a hole in the top.
A flute.
It's just a bone with a hole.
It's just a bone.
Yeah.
Let's say what background did you take?
Eh?
What background did you take? Might be here somewhere.
Gonna have to be more straightforward than that. I am dumb.
Your
Right.
D&D background, so like
Yes.
I'm a noble. Some other people will be like outlander, hermit. Is that that?
I checked the character sheet. You took guild merchant, not guild artisan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I was thinking like, if you picked like outlander, I think it is gives you like a trophy of some sort. That could be a trinket. Guild merchant could work. The problem is the guild you worked with was the Butcher's Guild. I don't know how many trinkets you
Yep.
get from that job. Yeah.
Bone with a hole in it top.
Apparently.
A bone with a hole at the top. I stare at it again, and just like gets a string from his like shirt and ties it through the hole, and then offers it again. Just rips out a string off the shirt, ties it to the
Right.
bone, and
Is it, like-
offers
like-
it.
Like, how big's this bone?
Medium.
Like, we talking like femur or like finger?
Is it a fucked up bone?
Yes.
Yeah, are we talking like is it femur big or like finger sized bone? Like,
In between.
and we're on the scale. So like I don't fucking know. Like a forearm, kind of
Yeah.
length. Yeah. Okay, that's a pretty big bone. Yeah. Because that is not as inherently interesting as some of the other trinkets they've been given, I want you to roll me persuasion with it to try and
Alright.
convince her that this is indeed a worthy trinket.
17.
17? Yeah, it's a pretty narrow looking bone. She takes it by the string and hangs it up next to the bauble, the Christmas bauble. Yeah. And
Slowly
Shanna,
takes the feather off of the table again and puts it back.
yeah. As you do that, she kind of puts her feet down, stands up, and goes, "Well, I do believe our business is concluded. Yeah, feel free to stay as long as you want, but you seem like people on a mission, so I'm not gonna keep you here."
No, we live here now.
Our new home.
Have we got more trinkets? Or stories?
You want a feather?
On it. Yeah, I got one already, thanks.
Dang it.
Goose further. I can offer you something though. Do y'all need any, how much do y'all know about Hither and Prismia?
To be quite frank, absolutely nothing.
Fuck
I
all,
see.
as they say.
I know my horns are here. That is about it.
Everyone looks at
I
Kosol.
see.
But I told you they were missing here. This is why I'm here. Why are you surprised?
Oh, you mean the ends of your horns, right? Yes.
Or just
I always
most of
forget
them.
you have no filter.
They were very big and impressive, and they were going to grow to be even more.
That's great, Kaiso.
Impressive horns is what you're looking for. Okay. Yes.
My impressive horns. Thank you very
To
much.
be fair, as another creature with horns, the bigger the better.
See,
Unless you want to sleep comfortably.
Yeah, I'll say if you want your horn sticking into your pillow, maybe not so great.
I do
Impale
usually-
cushions.
You learn to get used to it.
I do not sleep with pillows usually.
I think
I still
Sarah's
sleep on
better.
rocks.
I can sometimes fall asleep standing up.
You're not meant to do that,
Okay.
I don't think.
So, yeah. Yeah. So Tsukan speaks and says, "Well, if y'all don't know too much, I'll give you a quick rundown on what's happened here recently. As I'm sure you noticed, it's a bog. I'm pretty
Yep.
optimist. It wasn't always like that. Back in the time of Zybilina's rule, I keep fucking that up. Back in the time of Zybilina's rule, this place was wonderful. There was no borders between the fragments. This here inn was it was an empire. It was the talk of the whole domain. But then the fog walls came when the Hourglass Coven took over. And you see as she mentions like the Hourglass, she gets so fucking angry. Hey, them damn hags fucking brought up these fog walls and now we're stuck in this bog.
Bog walls.
Don't get me. Bog walls indeed. The only way to get from one place to another is with the hag's permission, or someone that has the hag's permission. If you can convince them to work for you. It ain't pretty. Yeah. Zybilina was she's a mischievous sort. She's she's rather strict, but she made this domain so people could be free, to be happy. A lot of people in your world and other worlds, they all have. Some people have pacts with her. Some people just have odd stories of a fairy godmotherly character kind of in and helping them. And that was Zybilina. She did help a lot of people, and she got fucking frozen in her own palace by these damn hags. They could barely fucking organize a Sunday brunch, let alone take over the capital. Don't know how they did it. But hey, so you get for messing with evil magics, I suppose. But yeah, is there anything else you want to know about them? I've been here a while.
Do you know if they have my horns? They sound like the people who would like to steal things.
Not specifically, but I can definitely say that if they stole something, especially from the Carnival, that's probably where they are, yeah, with one of them. Couldn't tell you which one though, I'm afraid.
Right.
They all take different things.
We will just have to kill them all.
How many are in this coven?
When we have price of that? 3. 3 members of the coven. Yeah. The one who rules over this domain here is Bavlona Blightstraw. Weird fucking slack-jawed, bug-eyed, weak.
Right. Well then, everyone. It looks like we are going to go kill her first. Yes.
I can't say I wouldn't be sad about. I can't say I'd be sad about it.
You got any
If you need a bit of a
about a black killer or something?
Kaisel, I'm lost on how you came to that conclusion after the information we were just given.
Well,
sounds about
she
right
is
to me.
bad. She makes everybody miserable. She is one of the 3 people who may have my horns.
It's so
Y'all
simple
know
now, you're
about-
very clear on that, yes.
y'all know about coven pacts.
Oh,
You see a lot of
we just rolled a
Pardon?
deception.
like backpack.
not quite pact PACT.
What does that mean?
A coven pact. It could be with a coven or a singular hag. A lot of these creatures, they make deals with people. Trade for trade, but they don't work by no honor system like we got here. They twist words, they scheme, they connive and manipulate to get what they want. The Hourglass Coven are all like that. They all have their own specialty. They all fix different things and offer different prices, and never turns out well. Bavlona here, she deals with current issues. If you got a problem plaguing your mind currently, she can fix that, but it's always a twist. It's always some sick, sadistic little thing.
So twisted.
Sadistic. The accent's fucking getting to me, man. Mentioning this, I believe Jingle Jangle told you that she was cursed to want and crave collecting keys. because she went to Bevlana saying that she had a mortifying fear of locked doors, of being locked behind a door. So she wanted Bevlana to fix that. She fixed it, not by getting rid of the phobia, but by giving her a compulsion to collect keys, so she always had the right key for the right door. As an example.
I suppose in a way that is living up to the deal, just not in the best and most benign of ways.
It's never good. Yeah, other ones deal with other things. One of them deals with past regrets. One of them deals with worries about what you're doing, where your life's going. You know, the usual things. They all have their own domain, as to speak, both literally here and metaphorically in the sense of what they offer you. But they use that to steal and to make people miserable. They're beings that feed off of people suffering and being sad. Not literally. They eat things, but metaphorically they feed off of it like a. You get the point.
Yeah, we get it. They got any like weaknesses or?
That's a good question. I'm trying to find out how much this woman knows. She's an innkeeper.
She says.
They know everything.
She said it's a good question. That means she does not know, and I wouldn't expect most people.
I wasn't
to
saying that's a good question. That was me saying that's a good question.
No.
I know I wasn't doing the accent.
Obviously.
If no one in this and likes these coven, I don't expect they would know their weaknesses because they probably would have already used them against them. One would presume.
Well, you can know things' weaknesses, but not like be able to defeat them. Like I know the weakness of undead is like holy light and shit. That doesn't mean I got holy light. I can fire at them. You know what I mean?
The holy light was the friends we made along the way.
Right.
Is there any type of cheese they really do not like?
Are they lactose intolerant?
I know a lot of animals that do not like
I can't
cheese.
say that
Cheese.
I know about no weaknesses like that. I'm sure they have some, but I'll try to stay away from them as much as possible.
Gluten allergy?
My whole reason for being here was completely turned upside down by a fog wall. I don't want them to ruin my business even further by pissing them off with it. Oh yeah, but I can give you directions. Just down, and she kind of points to northeast. Northeast, kind of that collection of shapes and different what could have been building tops you saw in the distance. Just past that way, at the other end of this segment of the domain, is a town called Downfall. It's run by Bullywug, them fog-like people. She's made her home there. Quick tip: if you go in there, the Bullywugs, they're like nobility and monarchies. That's a monarchical system. It's interesting the way they run it. I'll tell you that much. So, don't get assassinated the second you step into town.
No promises.
What?
Not only that'll only be a worry for the current ruling monarch, but honestly, the second you step into town, you might just become the ruling monarch. It's Wild West out there.
Yeah.
No one knows what the Wild West is, because the western part of Torwell is Faerun. Also, the western part of Faerun is the Sword Coast, which is not the Wild West, but that's beside the point.
Sword Coast is pretty wild, you know, Friday night.
It's the Wild West of the Seas.
It'd be the Wild East, if anything.
West.
Yes, with the Wild West. But yeah. But everything's got a weakness. And if it's not got a weakness, it's got, well, blood. Can't live without it.
And if you bleed, it can kill it. I heard someone say that before.
But yeah. Fortunately, I'm not gonna chauffeur you to the town. I got routes to make, you know.
What happens if it doesn't have blood, like a golem?
Just hit it till it dies, ain't it?
Which means you can still kill it,
Like
so
rock.
it's a strange saying.
Well, it doesn't mean you can only kill things that have blood.
Well, killing implies the destruction of a soul or a sentience. Are you killing an automaton if it's just designed for a purpose?
That's a deep question.
With that, she just leaves. She says, "I'm like, okay, I've said my piece.
I was
Goodbye."
about,
She
yeah,
gets on.
Nim was about to say, I think the Warforged would like to... Okay, never mind.
Now, what is one of the...
The thing is, Warforged canonically have souls, is the thing.
Yes, they do. But they're
It's a
automata.
fucking... Indeed. So yeah, automata, but not automatons.
Destruction of
That's the thing,
souls, that
automaton's
sounds
like-
pretty
oh.
bad. Seems like if your soul was destroyed, you might not be able to come back.
Yeah.
If I don't have a soul, can you kill me?
I mean,
What does the party want you to do? We're not getting into that at the moment.
with or without a soul, I think I could kill you.
So definitely fighting words.
Oh, I'm not trying to fight. I just mean I mean, you could kill anything, right? Regardless of soul potential. It's just sort of, you have to sort of interpret what kill means to you, right? Like, I could break a rock on the ground and say, I killed that rock.
I like this. This means I've killed many rocks.
Right? See, if you interpret it like that, you can think, damn, I'm kind of a serial killer, right?
I mean,
What would the party like to do? I've had
Stone
this.
cold killer.
Walk away from the table.
And with that, we'll take a break for this episode. We'll be back in 15 minutes. I was gonna wait till you got out of the inn, but I can't keep doing this. We're gonna take a quick break, everybody. We'll see you again in 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'll see you. They'll be here still. I
Awesome.
am getting a drink.
Oh my god.
Isn't this break like quite a bit early?
It's a little early. We can do
Theo
things
probably-
early.
Like
Theo
a
probably
chunk
needs
early.
We
I haven't even run out of tea yet.
We overwhelmed Theo with our
Worn him
real
down.
bad puns and philosophies.
Right, entertain my chat. I'll be right back.
No, I won't.
Okay, don't do that then.
I can't entertain your chat. I'm going to get a drink myself.
I am great.
I'm
at
also getting a drink.
Let's all leave.
I'll talk to chat. Hey chat. I don't know what's going on. We just be out here doing shit. Man, I'm interesting. I have no idea what to talk about. People always do this. They just leave you on your own to fend for yourself. These harsh Twitch stream suns. I've been abandoned by my comrades to perform a task that I'm incapable of doing. This is great. Man, I'm just gonna go play some other games for a bit. Wait till the funny people get back. Help me entertain the masses, whoever this is.
Recognize my voice. Hey.
I only just heard it now.
Alright.
I don't know.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
I could entertain you with music, but I'm pretty sure you get struck down off Twitch.
Yep.
Yes,
Just go for it.
DMCA the stream before he comes back.
Hey, what are y'all talking about?
DMCA takedown.
Hey, hold up.
Part 2 of the session, the hair's coming
Now,
down.
Tali, are we going to talk about the fact that you just tried to gaslight me in your chat?
I literally said yes. What are you talking about? I can see it on the
Look-
screen.
I am. Look at my DM. I analyzed the situation and you said no.
Apparently, it's my 3-month sub anniversary.
It's there. I say yes. Also, congrats. Thank you.
Where do you say yes? Please
Congrats.
highlight on the screenshot where you said yes
No,
to
I
the
see
question.
it. It's underneath the no.
Yeah, following a different message. Shrinebird, what are you talking about, please?
Welcome. Why a 3
Thanks
months?
for the
Why a
resub,
3
Patrick.
months be?
Way. Big love, big love.
I'm writing my twit longer right now.
I saw what I said.
Sorry, I've just realised in one of the flares or tags that you put on here, it says English. I'm gonna have to disagree with what we use in this.
It's the closest thing we have.
Oh, the British one, that's right, but it does need to omit the T, so it's British.
British.
The thing is,
British.
I can't take the English tag off. It's stuck on there.
Yeah.
That's the language tag.
Because it's an English language stream, yeah.
If you happen to be speaking Japanese one day, could you tag it as Japanese and English, or would that confuse Twitch?
I think I only have one. I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
You can't be
Because
like-
it's the language that stream is predominantly in, right? You're not going to
you can't be like.
complete 50-50.
Konbanwa. Watashi wa Akira desu.
It's gotta be like the entire stream, or like
Yeah.
75% of the stream. Like majority of the stream be one language to count in that. Here's a question: how many? Do you think anyone streams in Esperanto?
Probably.
Oh, that'd be really niche. Yeah, come on, Tally.
I don't think so.
This is your niche.
Can you?
I've got a
Is
niche,
it that
thank
you're
you.
better at speaking Esperanto, or can I find it easier to write and
Oh,
read?
writing easier with everything.
The speaking is a little bit strange to me because there's some very pronunciation rules that aren't exactly uniform throughout it, like with other languages.
It's pretty
Unless you,
consistent.
Writing,
unless you do French.
writing's easy in basically every language except for anything like Asian or possibly maybe just East Asian because it's fucking the
Well, yeah,
symbols.
it's just Arabic as well. It's like.
Oh yeah, true. Well, no, but I think isn't Arabic phonetic?
Yeah,
Oh.
Arabic's phonetic.
Yeah, Arabic's phonetic. It's a phonetic alphabet, just like English, just with different symbols, like hiragana.
They
But
have
then you get
very few conjugations as well, if I recall. It's all
yeah. So so that's actually pretty easy once you learn the alphabet. It doesn't have anything like kanji, which is like this is a symbol and it just means something. Just fucking go with it.
It's learning to read the Arabic script from left to right, like with Hebrew as well, like reading from left to right. And trying to write it like that is very difficult. Because the way I learned it, I was reading something in the English format, which is left to right for Arabic and Hebrew. And then when you come to read it, you're like, oh, it's like Japanese, okay, it's the wrong way round. With, I think, at least with like proper Japanese novels, I've only had one, so I don't know if it's with all of them, but they go from right to left downwards to reading, so it's a little less confusing that way.
From what I understand, the two like types of typography in Japanese are right to left, top down, or just the English style that they did for like us bitches that can be asked to do that, you know?
Hey, there's a lot of Europe to trade with.
Yeah. Got some. Yes, I just got some. Like,
You can thank our trading with the Japanese for katakana. No, we must have a separate alphabet to distinguish when you're using Western words. Shawa. That's it. What's another one? Kohi.
Pass the call.
Oh, my favorite, because it's the same in French. Hamburger.
Did you just say hamburger?
Yep.
It's Japanese for hamburger, and in French it's hamburger.
Hamburger.
Burger.
Hamburger.
Not quite.
Hamburger.
Yeah.
Simon's hamburger.
Hiyimi's been ruined by the internet.
Why? What does Hiyimi? Does he say boygi? What are you boygies?
Boyga.
Boyga.
We got some burgers. Not to be confused with boogers.
You see, you don't actually need to learn these other languages. You just go to the place and say in English loud enough until they understand.
Oh, the racist and tourist way. Yeah, that's the way I like to do it as well.
You know
I was
what?
going for more just like the tourist way, but sure.
Man's got the
You know what?
colonizer mindset.
That was always the joke, right? With English, or like English American people going to find. I didn't realize that when I came to Germany, I'd get that done to me in German. It's like, oh, this is how it feels.
You
I
need
didn't
to
realize
get
it was a
closer-
two-way streak.
You need to get closer to the mic, King. You keep cutting out.
That's because I don't want to hit it with my elbows.
Your massive head.
The gigantic noggin.
You gotta get well up close to it, like I do.
Give us some
If
ASMR.
if they can't hear the inside of your lungs, you're not close enough.
They don't want to hear the inside
they
of my
also-
lungs.
By the time I'm close, they'll feel the inside of my lungs.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be that close to it. We now classify the stream as the ASMR tag. Should probably get
ASMR
banned at some
D&D.
point, right?
You don't want to be close enough to my lungs so it starts counting as the pool and beaches tag.
The what?
Oh.
The pool and beaches.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
And when do we get to do our hot tub special stream
Hot tub stream.
for D&D, WebDND?
Soon.
Oh, you know, D&D in a hot tub is kind of a bad idea,
kind of
Got an
does,
inflatable
actually.
pool.
right? Just get like, some waterproof folders for the character sheet, or for like D&D Beyond on your phone.
inflatable dice. Like big inflatable dice.
Yes. Oh, we gotta do this. We gotta
430.
organize this.
I get my iPad, I put it in a Ziploc bag, and just so I can
Yeah.
chuck it in the water every now and again. Scare
Let's
people.
go.
Yeah. You see
I
D&D
will
Beyond?
never.
Please sponsor us. Please sponsor us,
We
D&D
will do
Beyond.
this.
Please.
We need to be on sponsors so we can all move into. I don't know, we can all go on like a holiday or something, or we can all move
Yeah.
to one
So
place
you
and
can
then.
see our untanned
Like a locket.
British bodies.
Yes.
Stream a house where we only stream from the hot tub.
Look at these white arms. I'm so fucking pale.
I'm so pale.
Same, bro.
I'm so horrendous.
Same, bro. You can't say I'm so pale in a call of white people.
You can.
mean, I am
You could be Irish pale compared to pale.
I was gonna say, us two gingers, I think we can say it. A bit more than the rest of you.
I have nice olive skin when I eventually get sunlight, but I refuse to go out in the sun. And I also work night shifts, so.
I freckle, I don't tan.
Oh, I tan,
dare
I
you.
get quite dark.
I
I
burn.
get freckles.
I
Okay.
try.
Burn. Well, there we go.
I just
Someone with
burn.
Irish genes.
I just fucking burn. It's so sad.
just turn
I
it.
spend all holidays, sunny places, just looking for shadows
Same.
to be like, yes.
I burn and I freckle.
That's so funny.
You're Swedish. The only sun you get is with like rough snow, which is actually more powerful then.
Yeah, you
It's
burn more
true.
easily.
We have like 30 centimeters of snow from yesterday.
Jesus.
Oh,
It stopped snowing for like 2 weeks and then it all came back in one day. It is so cold.
get
At least
the,
your roof didn't get blown off.
We had an earthquake where I
Fair.
live.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
That's because it's not English architecture.
It was a nice 2.1 on the Richter scale.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
I saw the tweet that was like, oh, that's
So-
such a shame. £3 million worth of improvements.
So the UK does get quite a lot of earthquakes. It's just that insignificant, and they usually happen in the night. No one notices them.
Here's my
But this
question.
one,
Why
I
do
was-
storms
I was-
only
I was-
happen at night? Is that like a weather thing? Or is it just coincidence?
I think it's just coincidence,
It's,
especially
it's,
in
the, it's the
UK,
same
it goes
reason
dark
ghosts
quite
don't
quickly.
come out in the day. You know?
What?
Like,
But
like
go
why,
on.
why,
Carry
why do
on.
ghosts only haunt at night, you know? Same
I think
thing.
they do.
Because it's not.
What?
Because nothing's
I feel
scary
like-
in the
I feel
daytime.
like I feel like there's meant to be like a joke, and there's meant to be some kind of like pun. Like,
No. The way Hiyimi worded it,
No, it's just an observation. I've never been home a day, only in the night.
I'm
like, why
haunted
them-
every waking hour of the day.
See.
When
I'm
them,
haunted by my
why them-
decisions.
where they go? Where they go in the middle of the day?
Well, they've got to sleep, obviously.
yeah, they're up all
They
night.
work on a shift pattern.
Work all night, sleep all
I
day.
can't say I've ever been haunted, so I'm not entirely sure.
Have had an unexplained phenomena when, before we replaced it, we had a microwave that would go off on its own. No matter where you
It sounds
put
like
it.
faulty
Scary.
wiring.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that just
probably
sounds like
was.
a broken microwave.
So you say that, but the scientist in me did actually start marking down when it was happening. It was always at the exact same time of day. So either we had the same electrical surge happening at very particular, on the minute, same time of the evening, or there was something wrong with the internal clock on the microwave that caused that particular surge at that time.
I would assume it's something to do with the internal clock. Or a very, very petty ghost. It's like,
But
like
then
every
we
day at the same time, like,
replaced the microwave that didn't have an internal clock, and it still went off at the exact same time.
Maybe it's
which
the plug socket.
just means there's something wrong with the plug.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the ghost
I
of
did
all those
think it was really
hamsters that
weird
people
that it
have
happened.
microwave.
But it was just so strange that it kept happening. Just an unexplained thing.
No, the ghost just has a very specific schedule and has dinner
Yes,
at the
they-
exact
they-
same time.
Yeah. The ghost
That's
cooking a
that's
TV
the
dinner.
imaginative part of my brain went, yes, that's what was happening.
Hmm.
The logical part of my brain was going, yeah, no, it's just faulty wiring.
Yeah.
Plug socket's broken.
I scare really easily, so that's what I do to distract myself. I'd be like, this is terrifying. Let's think about this logically first. This is dumb. It doesn't work a lot of the time, but
I'm not afraid of ghosts, because when are they dead? When am I alive? I survived. They didn't.
Can't ghosts
I'm
kill
stronger. They can try. Nothing else
you?
can.
We've seen that in one of your streams, Tally, haven't we?
Have we?
We've been killed horribly by ghosts.
Well,
Trying to escape a
I
house.
don't think there would be much of a fight that you could put up against the ghost. Not gonna lie.
my aura is too intense.
Go
you
for
also
the
you wouldn't
legs.
say you could. You also wouldn't say you could fight against the ocean, but he managed.
I survived.
What do you mean? What does that entail?
I have a,
He's drowned.
feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling a ghost would look at Tally and go, "Nah, too easy."
I don't know if you know this, Narose. I was pronounced dead twice in my life before, and I have every
I
time
did
come
not know
back.
that.
New news for you. I've every time come back, so I think
I would hope so.
I'm stronger than a ghost.
What if? Okay, here's a thought. What if you haven't come back and you've just been a ghost this entire?
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll never tell.
It's a probability.
Tally, you've got to wake up.
No.
It wasn't possible.
The
18
accident
years
was a
to
long
tell.
time ago.
It's me,
Oh, boy.
Markiplier, your lover. Wake up.
Oh,
Has anyone seen that? Has anyone seen that post?
No, I have.
It's so
I
fucking
might
funny.
have. I might have.
so good.
At
It's
least,
possible.
at least you'll know if we do wake you up, it won't be a, hey, you were found for trying to run across the border. with
The
these
brother.
Finally awake.
That's absolutely what I do.
You were
someone,
caught,
like,
you were
someone
caught
wakes
in
up from a
the
coma.
ambush trying to get across the border.
Someone wakes in a coma. Hey, you finally awake, eh?
Finally, you got awake.
Oh my god.
I expect you to do
the
that for me
fucking-
if I ever wake up from my coma.
Can I just say, Tally,
Absolutely.
if you are in a coma and the doctor says that you're going to wake up one day, I am going to play that clip in front of you.
I
you wouldn't,
expect as much.
'Cause I'm that close of a friend.
Put you in like an Oculus and like boot up Skyrim VR. And really get immersed.
Well,
Wake up into Skyrim. Oh boy.
anyway, should we play some
Speaking of
D&D?
waking up, let's get back to the campaign.
We
No,
managed to make
never
it.
wait.
The party wakes up, and Sue goes, "Hey, you finally awake now." Okay. So, clap check. We return. Nope. Nothing's returning right now. Brain cells are dead. We return back to. Welcome back to WebDND's Wild Beyond the Witchlight. The title in, you know?
Yep.
The title. Well, last we left our heroes, they were in an inn. That's the entire session. They were in an inn. That's it.
In and out.
In and
So,
as opposed to in
In
and
an
out.
in an in burger.
in an no, I'd rather not. So, pandering to the Americans in the audience, because no one here knows where an inn is. At least, no one here has been to an inn out, I imagine.
I've been to in and out.
I mean, you have, but like, I don't think no one else has been doing it in out.
No, I
yet,
didn't
right?
see it. I didn't see any in Orlando.
I have
so.
been to a normal inn, but I've not been to an in and out.
Oh no, I haven't been to an in and out. I've been to a what are they called? The IHOP.
A burger?
White Castle.
Oh.
That one.
I've also
I
been
think
to
that's
White
one,
Castle.
isn't it?
They're doing like the low to mid tier American food like schedule. Like gotta go to In and Out, IHOP, White Castle. Everything's a C tier.
Denny's, Wendy's. I'm going to be honest, most of these are low tier. Sorry, people who like them.
I've heard Wendy's is good. I've heard Wendy's is good.
places to eat.
But yes, like this fantasy world that we're in. Back into the scene.
Fantasy IHOP.
Fantasy. No, don't start this. Don't start this.
Taco Bell?
Taco Bell.
Next person that says anything, I'm gonna write down horrible punishments for you.
Can we please just Can we just let him speak?
Absolutely not.
No.
Never.
So what would the party like to do?
Try.
You are
Same.
in this inn. You've paid for your rooms in reciprocity. God, that's so hard to say every time. And yeah, it seems like you have a goal. Possibly, if the party would like to.
Kaisal, I appreciate your enthusiasm with seeing it as simple as bad person probably has things 1 out of 3, 33% chance it might work. Let's kill them. We for one don't know much about them. We don't know how to get to them. We know the general direction. I don't know how big Hither is. Sorry, that's Patrick trying to remember what this place was called. I don't know how big Hither is. I don't particularly want to go trekking in the mud again, just to chase someone down and probably get killed by the person that controls this place.
Staying in this place for the rest of your life.
No, I don't. But I think it's best that we get more information. We also promised to get poor Jingle Jangle some truffles, and we haven't found any yet.
We haven't really
Well,
looked
then
either.
We best go look. Where did
Oh, Truffle did say something about the
Truffle?
Jingle Jangle. It says something about the truffles being taken by the guys we had problems with right at the when we first got here.
It's those Herringon Brigands.
Those motherfuckers, yeah.
Yes.
We could go check them out.
Oh yeah, I said that I was going to kill them all.
Hmm.
Hey, let's go.
I mean, I don't know if
disagree
jumping
with that
straight to
plan as
killing-
well. Do we have to kill everything we come across?
Yes.
It does seem like we're kind of reducing the amount of biodiversity in this location.
Is that a problem?
I guess not. I don't really know about environmental impact, so.
They are bad bio.
I
destructors.
know about environmental impact, and I say murder.
Alright, I'll take it. Let's go kill.
Oh,
If we
this
kill
is-
too many people, then won't they stop like giving us a chance?
Yes.
To
They will
Don't kill
try
too
and
many. Why
They'll
not?
just try to kill us.
I mean, to be fair, we are going after people who are causing problems.
Doesn't mean that
So-
those people are purposefully going out of their way to cause problems with it. They're not going around killing the people, as far as I'm aware.
They
We're
are going
planning
around
to do.
attacking, though.
If you
Like,
don't
we can
mention
try
this
the
one, is that you've,
diplomatic way first, but if that doesn't work, Kai's will do his thing.
I would like to mention, I believe this has been told to you before by like Talavar, and Sue will also tell you it. I just can't be asked to do the accent again. But the way it works is murder is illegal here, technically. It was made illegal by Zabilna, and she gave out very swift punishments. By punishment I mean like you would disappear and no one would know where you went. Those rules are like baked into the foundation of this domain on like a magical level, so it's still illegal. But because of the new power system put in place by the Hourglass Coven, it's kinda iffy. Like, don't murder because the Hourglass Coven won't like you. But also, if you're murdering for them, they'll probably be fine with you. But if you murder to plot against them, they'll be very, very mad with you and probably send many people after you.
been overruled.
I mean, we already did kill
Yes.
one of them.
So what you are
You did.
saying is
We're
it
always
is
kind
of
normal?
I mean, to be fair, that was in self-defense.
Yeah.
That's very different than going out of our way to find them and kill them. It's
They
hunting,
attacked the small key friend.
premeditation.
I mean, maybe if these
But we
rabbits
don't have to
are
kill them to get the truffles back.
if these rabbits are going around causing problems, there's a chance that they might be working for this scary hack lady, so we can maybe get some information out of them. I don't know.
Interrogation.
Interrogation.
Sure. Fight them, tie them up, interrogate them.
Or just maybe
You
ask
worry me
politely
quite
first.
considerably.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I can do interrogation, not so much killing people. I've never really done that, and
I can
honestly,
do
the
murder.
first time you're a hunter, that's completely fucking different.
Or I can do
I'd like to
it for
say,
you if you
Zaren
want.
is a hunter. Zaren also hasn't killed people before. Animals in game you've killed, people you have
Sorry.
not. You,
Forgetting.
the water you killed is a bit above
No.
human meat.
No, Theo, you're not considering. Does a dark elf consider a Herringon a person or game?
Hey now.
Do I?
Heron,
They are rabbit folk.
Hang on a
rabbits
second.
wouldn't be considered game in the Underdark because you don't get rabbits. You get
Exactly.
insects, big bug, and sometimes furry
I do
quaggers.
hunt rabbits, though, on the surface.
I'm feeling a bit
Occasionally.
threatened.
I mean, Bluff is a quote unquote friend because we haven't really done sort of a whole team bonding thing yet.
We are going to do a team.
Bluff is a
bonding thing.
teammate.
Bluff isn't also from this plane, as far as I'm aware.
Bluff is also
Are
right
you-
here. You can
That's
Oh,
why I'm
I'm so
looking at
sorry.
you. That's why I'm. Oh, sorry. I'm. Not Fëanora. Nim is going to look at you as I say that, Bluff. Like, are you from this plane originally? Are you from Faerun?
I think my parents
I forget
were
how
from
the
here
Faerun god
originally.
looked here.
I was born in Faerun, but my parents come from here, so we're kind of like
Okay.
I'm second generation. Sorry, my parents come from the Feywild. I'm second generation Faerun citizen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't go around just killing Herringon. That's silly. We instead want to find the leader, and if they have some sort of thing in place where they listen to the leader, you could challenge them, Zaren, and then kill the leader, and then I don't know.
Fine.
Do the politics from there.
Trial by
there's a lot-
combat, hell
We
yeah!
don't have to do genocide. That's
If you kill the leader, you get to keep the army.
Don't think that's true.
I like this idea.
I think that's true.
Sue kind of puts her head up, kind of hearing the conversation, and goes,
it's the word genocide.
Genocide.
if you're going after Agdon, I'd recommend against taking any action that is too extreme. The foundations of this plane don't take much kindly to extreme acts of nasty.
Extreme
I mean,
acts of
if it's-
nasty.
We're just gonna go talk to him. Just gonna go talk
I
to
mean-
him.
You don't have to lie to me. I'm not gonna do anything against it. Just don't be surprised when the wills that be in this plane don't take too kindly to it. Also, I heard you mention in Downfall. I should mention, provided the OLs can today, the downfall will be about 8 hours that way. 8-hour walk.
Oh,
Know much
joy.
about this Acton? We heard them singing a marching song.
Yeah, that'll be his
Exactly.
crew. Yeah, Agdon Longscarf, a bit of a notorious brigand, Herringan folk, famous for his long scarf, as you might have guessed. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with his particular work. I've heard that he's a bit of a trickster. He went around different Feywild plains, taking things, petty crime, until he got caught by Zablina, and pinned to that there big tree. She pointed to the big tree stump. However, when the Hourglass Coven took control, it was cut down, and he was released. I'm not too sure the rest of it. I just remember that big tree falling over.
Sorry,
Quite a
you
shock.
say Sablina pinned him to this tree.
Yeah,
Please
pinned
elaborate.
his scarf.
Pinned?
She
Oh, by his scarf. Okay.
yeah.
Can he just take the scarf off?
As the story goes, she cursed it, so he can't remove the scarf. Couldn't remove the scarf, and then he pinned the scarf to the tree, and I think she pinned the scarf to the sapling, and then made the sapling grow into a tree. And you look at it, and when I say this is a big tree stump, I'm not talking like red oak big. I'm talking like hang on, let me.
The great
says it
Deku
here.
tree.
Maybe
Yeah,
bigger.
okay. Yay.
Yes. So this is a tree stump, right? This is like the stump of the tree. It is 30 foot high and 80 foot wide, give or take.
Yes, I remember you describing that when we first came in.
Yeah. Obviously, it's hard to make out those exact details. This is just me reading from the book. It's hard to make out those exact details from this distance. You are a day's travel away. But from your position earlier, you can reckon that it is, give or take, like 100 by 50. Like,
Want
this
to
is
go
the stump
stare
of
at
the
a tree stump?
It's a big. It was. If you can imagine, if this thing was fully grown, it'd be fucking huge. This would be like a cloud peak.
Yggdrasil.
Want to go stare at a tree stump? It's better than murder.
Staring at a tree stump. It's better than
Why
murder.
would we want to stare at the tree stump again?
No. Look at it.
Perhaps.
Was there something in the breakfast that I didn't have that everyone else has had? That you're all coming to very strange conclusions.
You did avoid the fish milk right there.
The who what?
You points like one of the.
Mm.
You said if you say if there's anything in the breakfast that you didn't eat, and she does point to a bowl of fish milk that you haven't touched yet because it's fish milk.
Oh, you left it. And Kai'Sol, like, seeing it point out, will just mid-hand over the top of it and just...
Okay. Yep.
I'm
Arm
not
down.
topping him.
It kind
He
of
can have that.
like a gusher, like a gusher, the candy. It's kind of like a bit chewy. You bite into it, and it, for lack of a better term, kind of explodes in your mouth. It was kind of gooey, almost like ink. It tastes kind of a bit salty and bitter. What does Kai'Sol think of this?
It's edible.
That is true.
Mm.
For clarification,
Yeah.
does Henry know what fish milk is?
Nope, I don't think I need to, though.
Cool.
You don't want to.
So,
Dude, I think Nutribread sounds quite nice. I think I'd probably find with fish milk, to be honest.
You know how you can get cod roe,
Oh, yeah.
which are the eggs?
Yeah.
Fish milk is the male equivalent.
I mean, it's like... It's an animal bit, man. I don't know. People always are crazy over, like, something penis, something bum, or whatever. I'm like, meh,
Yeah.
it's
So-
meat.
this is
Meat,
okay.
meat.
So the Talik can mark this video as educational on YouTube. Science lesson: fish milt is the semen sac of a fish, and accompanying semen.
Lovely.
Yep.
Wait, how
you
how
know.
do we get onto this conversation?
Kai'Sol ate it.
I hope Zaren didn't eat that.
I blanked for like
Kai'Sol
2
did.
seconds, and now y'all are talking about fish semen.
Because
Again.
Kai'Sol just
not
had
even
some
the first
milk.
time.
Literally just picked it up and shoved it in his mouth, giving zero shits. Well, everyone
Yeah.
else was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, why?"
So Sue speaks up again and says, "Yeah, if you head into the big tree stump, which you will need to, unfortunately, to get to Downfall, that is the home of the Brigand's Tollway. This accent makes it really hard. The Brigand's Tollway. That's where camp out of.
Yes, we've
So start a big tree stump and murder.
No.
We've experienced this
Well.
cult.
I feel like our approach, it would be a lot easier if we didn't go straight for the murder.
His brigands have tried to tell us beforehand.
Just keep the murder filed away for later. We may need it as a plan B or F.
I can do that.
It's always good backup.
Okay.
We'll
is
go
the party
stare at the
heading-
big tree stump, then we'll talk to them, then we'll interrogate them, then we murder them.
Sounds good.
Is the party heading to...
point, yes.
Okay, we need to get us moving.
Yes.
Is the party heading to the Brigand's Tollway? Or Downfall,
Yes.
I should say. Via the Brigand's Tollway.
Towards Downfall,
Okay, then.
yeah. And
Okay.
on the way, apparently murder some bunny rabbits.
Maybe murder some bunny rabbits.
Moving, giving your thanks to Tsu and heading on your way. That is, once again, in case anyone wants to take notes, Tsu Harrowbacks. Tsu is in like the Japanese TSU, and Harrowbacks, as it sounds, with an X. Like a gamer tag, if you will. So, as you begin making your way down the inn, once again, it's like 36 feet, all waddling in different directions, sets itself down into the mud, the doors open, you step out with a squelch into the rancid swamp air, and you begin heading on your way, moving at half speed. Everyone here is moving with difficult terrain, so half movement speed, 15 foot per 6 seconds, except for Hiyimi, because Hiyimi can fly.
Yeah.
But Hiyimi, unless you fly on ahead, you're going to be moving at the same speed they are, just to keep pace with them. Unless you want to be like twice ahead of them and on your own.
Can I do anything that can help us here? No. I was just checking to see if I had any spells that would help with traversal. I do not.
Best I can do is mirthful leaps, but I don't think I'd want to do that in mud.
We do the like the Mario hop.
Yeah. So, I'm going to steal from high rollers, as all good DMs do. I want this is a system that I saw on there. I was like, ooh, that's neat. I'm going to take that. So I want everyone to establish a vanguard, rear guard, lookout, and I forgot what the last one was. Navigator.
Yes. No.
So the navigator is going to roll survival to make sure you're going in the correct direction. Lookout is going to make perception checks to make sure you don't get ambushed. Also, Lookout is going to wait. How is it? Fuck, I've got people here that have got better memories than I do. Do you remember how this mechanic works? I think it's Vanguard can make either like athletics or nature checks to like clear the bush effectively to make sure you're traveling through the nature easier. Yeah. Fuck, I forgot. I forget what the difference between lookout and rear guard.
I think the lookout is on ahead and the rear guard is the person that's just making sure they're not being followed.
Right.
Followed, tagged
okay.
along, that nothing's coming up behind them.
Right. Yeah. In which case, yeah, lookout and rear guard can make me can both make me perception checks, and navigator can make survival.
I have +6 perception and +4 survival.
Right. Everyone can only do one roll, I will add.
Yeah.
You can't do 2 rolls. So, how would the party like to march?
I don't mind doing one of the survival checks. I have +2 to it.
I got +2 as well.
I think
it's
the druid and the ranger do have higher survival checks than you both.
Oh,
Actually,
Probably.
because I like skill challenges, I think the way they do it is like this check for this thing, this check for this thing. You can tell me what position you want to be in. Vanguard is the spearhead, kind of leading the way, making. The lookout is the one keeping a watch. The rear guard keeps a back one, making sure you don't get surprised, making sure you don't get ambushed. And the navigator is the one navigating. It doesn't have to be the skill check that I just said. I'm going back on myself. You can tell me what skill check you want to make with it, and try to convince me if it works or not. That's how well you can flavor it.
I would like to be the navigator, but
Okay.
suggest that perhaps our stronger member help with clearing some of the foliage at the front.
Okay.
Or perhaps the ranger.
So
as
being the
well.
navigator.
I can be lookout.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say as a player, I'd feel safer with Nim being the navigator, Zaren being the lookout, Kaisol being the vanguard,
Okay.
and then
So
The rest of you, I suppose, being either lookouts or
Yeah.
rear guards alongside others.
okay. So yeah, who wants to be vanguard and rearguard then? If we've got navigator and lookout.
I can be Vanguard, I guess.
But yeah, it's up to you. As a group, come to a decision. Whilst I roll some dice.
I am only good at strong things and a little bit on survival. Actually, no, I don't mind doing rear guard if that needs covering. Either +2.
Yeah.
Cool,
Rear
I can
guard,
rear guard.
like if anything goes bad at the back, you're there to be strong. With a K.
I am certainly strong.
Yeah. And Bluff said they were going to be up front as the vanguard.
Yep.
That covers that. That leaves us with some other people. Oh, nice.
Oh, let's go.
really just leaves me and Hiyimi to find our spots.
Which could be to help others, or I suppose.
Yeah, you can assist other people in their positions if you wish.
Do I roll perception
don't-
now?
If you want to, yes. Yeah. So the way I'm gonna flavor it a little differently because I know this is technically not how base help action works in D&D. Because base help action is just I help them. You can help with a skill check if you are yourself trained in that skill. Makes sense, right? Like you can't help someone with something that they're trained in and you're not. Don't want to mansplain them how to do the thing they're trained in.
You can try.
You can try. It won't work, but you can try. So if that's if anyone wants to try assist with Vanguard, Rearguard, Lookout, or
Nice.
Navigator, you can.
Look out, they see everything.
Oh boy,
It's a 9.
two nat 20s from the fucking. Okay, and
I think I'll
yeah.
help Bluff at the vanguard position.
Pretty good.
Buffett Vanguard. Okay, and Hiyimi, do you want to do anything?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Sorry,
What
I'm
is
not
That's fine. That's fine. What is what are some skills Hiyimi's trained in?
I don't know.
So
So,
on,
on the
your
character sheet.
skills, which ones you have
Yeah.
proficient?
Okay, what are you proficient in? What are the marks by the skills?
So have a tick
You mean-
next to it if you're proficient in the skill.
Uh,
At least it should have a tick next to it.
persuasion, performance, insight, acrobatics.
Yeah, so you could probably be quite good at showing us alternate routes because of your acrobatics, perhaps. Like, I don't know.
That
Okay.
could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to work as a possibly a navigator, you could assist Nim by like assisting with assisting with kind of finding alternate routes and that kind of stuff. I would allow that.
Then I will do that.
Okay then. You have a good advantage being able to fly. You can go quite high.
Right.
So that is Vanguard. What did you get?
Oh, that's me. I got a 9.
9 with advantage. Ellie?
Yep, he's rolling.
Oh,
got a
I was so
9.
close to 20 as well. Yep. You are not trained in swamp survival. You haven't spent much time in the swamp because it messes with your fur and makes it really sticky and gross. You also just aren't very good at like woodland survival either. You haven't spent too much time in the woods. You spend most of your time in and around towns. You're more of an urban survivalist, if anything. Like, do you have any like blades or big weapons on you?
I'm a monk. I don't think so.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You're kind of like you're like pushing away some of these like big like mandrake roots or like mangrove, kind of like moving them out of the way and like making with luck. But you have to do it with your hands, and these things are not particularly easy to grab. When it's low tide, it's easier. But when it's high tide, you're in the water and you're not exactly, which makes it quite hard. Chimera is helping the best they can with you got your sword out, I believe, yes?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of helping to like cut away, like hack at things, kind of clearing them away. But it is a slow job.
I like to imagine someone offers Bluff a weapon. They're like, Bluff's
No.
I am the weapon. He stopped
Body as a weapon.
punching the brambles.
I brought my guns.
That is going to add some extra time to your travel.
No.
F.
Okay. Next, we'll go with the rear guard next.
The rear guard got a natural 20 on perception for
The
22.
rear guard got a natural 20 on perception. Yeah. You are checking your surroundings, and we'll get back to that in a little bit.
Its curse level is increasing.
Oh wait, I remembered. Who was cursed with the sleep nightmares?
Me.
Because you did have a nap.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
me.
a level of exhaustion.
Yep.
I believe it's is it 1 to 3 something?
Okay, that means I have disadvantage on ability checks, so I need to.
I believe is it not a saving throw? Hang on.
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah.
And
It-
was
it-
it 1d3 for how many nights it goes?
I had it for 2 nights.
Here it is. Until the time is end, the character must succeed a wisdom saving throw after finishing a long rest. So yeah, please, everyone that has that curse, make me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm also just going to roll my 1d3 because I actually don't know how many.
I got a 22 on my saving throw.
You do? Okay, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit, right, I've got it for 3 nights, let's go.
No, you have it for one night. The D3 is to see how many levels of exhaustion you. But first you have to. That's only if you fail the saving throw.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
please
what-
don't do it in that order. God.
Wisdom saving throw. Well, let's just hope I don't fail.
Are you?
Okay, that's good. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, you pass. Yeah.
There you go.
Then you both have a night of less restful sleep than you would hope. Played with nightmares. However, you both deal with it and are not affected by it. And the
I have
curse
that,
is gone.
Yeah, I have that repeating nightmare. I have that you sent to me, Theo.
Oh, I thought you were in the one where you go to school naked. Right.
No. That would imply it. That
I saw woke up and just forgot he had a
Yeah.
nightmare really quickly.
You wake up and you go, oh no. Anyways. Yeah.
I swear I had really bad dreams, but I can't remember what it was. Oh well.
Yeah. In Fëanora, you have the nightmare you've been having for a while now.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it in a way that makes sense for the saving throw?
Well, it's happened so often this time, rather than playing into the nightmare, I kind of just sit there and wait for it to blow over. And go to the Winchester. Sorry.
Yeah.
Was that? Please tell me that wasn't the Shaun of the Dead reference.
Yeah. I'm
Oh
sorry.
boy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for it to all blow over. But I will just like basically ignore the temptations of the dream and just kind of because it was somewhat lucid the first time it happened. So this
Yeah.
time I'm just gonna stand my ground and not let it play out, and that's why.
Yeah. You just kind of hold it down. And,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Very cool. Well, cut back to present time. As Kaisol, you are doing that. Then the navigator.
I haven't got a level of exhaustion, so I don't have disadvantage. So I got a 15.
That is correct. 15.
on my survival.
Okay. 15 is decent enough. You are a trained druid. You are quite experienced at traveling natured areas and the wild, kind of making your way through. occasionally using some druidic magics to get some helpful plan advice as you do. Hiyimi is all the while kind of being like your eyes in the sky, kind of looking above, making sure you can kind of see where you're going and make sure there's no like dangerous pits or anything. And finally, the lookout.
I got a nat 20 to a 26.
Ooh.
Very cool. So you see this then, Zaren, but further into the forest, you see what's like. Yeah, you see about 6 humanoid-esque creatures coming kind of in your general direction. Not necessarily with intent, more so with just they happen to be walking in the same, like the opposite direction from you.
Aaron, your dark elf eyes see.
Your dark elf eyes see.
They're taking the herring onto the big tree.
Well, you're going to the big tree. They're going away from the. With 26, I'll give you some really easy information. You see 6 humanoid creatures, a bit smaller, maybe 4 or 5 foot each. But you wouldn't be able to tell that because all of them are somewhat hunched over with arms and legs attached to large 30-foot high stilts that they're using to wade through the muck and grime with quite incredible ease. They're moving almost like kind of monkey with like 4 arms down, kind of using their... you see on the arms and underneath this kind of... They're all wearing this same veil of like copper concentric rings, almost like copper chainmail, as like a face veil. Behind that and on their forearm, you can see a tough red skin, and on their back, on each of their backs, is a bird cage with eggs in it. And they are kind of walking toward. As they get closer, you hear the rustling as they begin to move. The rest of the party, if either you see this or Zaren will, but Zaren, you're the first one to notice, these are hobgoblins. As they begin kind of moving their way. A bit of hobgoblin lore for people that don't know. Hobgoblins are like goblins, but they're more of a commanding feature. They are more, whereas goblins normally are very kind of like, you know, kind of brigandish, like, oh, we have small communities, we like to, like goblins will often tinker and craft or steal and rob. I don't like that all goblins are evil. That's dumb and I hate it, and we're not doing it.
Yes.
Goblins are simply very crafty, very tricky. They like to. They a lot of them work at like con people. Some of them tinker and make things. Some of them do go to a life of crime. Hobgoblins are more of an imposing figure. They're often like the leaders of like goblinoid towns, or the leader of goblinoid militias, working as military commanders or battle strategists. Due to hobgoblin, once again, I hate that it's because of god and race they are evil, but it's simply a societal thing. Hobgoblin society is very much integrated with goblinoid society, like goblins and bugbears, and they kind of have the somewhat of a stereotype of being the military commanders to a degree.
It's like a deity-imposed militocracy.
A little bit, yeah. They are very hardy creatures. They are very tough, hence the fact that they are quite built for war, due to the gods being kind of dickheads. But yeah, that's what hobgoblins are typically like. Once again, take like a lot of fantasy preconceptions and throw them out the window. It's not race so evil. Goblins aren't all evil. There are a lot of nice goblins. They're just kind of vibe. Same with orcs, bugbears, hobgoblins. Less so driders, because driders are like a fusion monster. It's kind of messy. But with these kind of classic monstrous creatures, they are less all evil, and more so they have different societies, some of which tend to be more war hungry. But a lot of them are just pretty chill. Like you lived in Waterdeep, Zaren. You probably have a coworker or we that are different goblinoids. So yeah, just wanted to throw that down as some light will. But yeah,
Zaren
these
definitely points them out.
yeah. So the rest of the party gets pointed these out as these what I'll call them still walkers begin kind of making their way past you. And as they get close to you, does the party want to do anything?
Absolutely fucking not.
We're gonna try and hide again.
You can try.
Yes.
Zaren, being
Hopefully
the
they
first one that saw them,
roll nat 20 again.
being the first one that saw them, and having natural 20, do you want to roll me an insight to see if they're making their way towards you or something?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll give you this because you did get such a high perception roll.
He might be able to fashion something very similar to theirs if he gets enough wood.
10.
That would really keep
10.
us dry from the mud.
Would be helpful.
That would be a very
Sorry,
good
I mean
idea.
12.
12.
My
Okay.
my bonus is 4, not 2.
Or
Yeah.
to insight. Yeah. Okay then.
Bilv.
Yeah. 12. Yeah. You, like I mentioned earlier, they're not walking towards you. They're simply walking in a direction that is parallel to you, or adjacent to you, I should say. Opposite. We'll say opposite of you. They're walking just like opposite to you. It's like when you're walking towards someone in the street, and you notice they're walking like the same direction. Usually, like who's gonna move first, kind of like. But you notice them, and they maybe notice you, but they don't seem to
That is
care
parallel,
too
yeah.
much. They don't seem to care too much. You don't notice any immediate weapons or such. The stilts might have spikes on the bottom. I can't say they don't. But you don't notice any like swords or crossbows or anything. You're kind of attracted by the big bird cages with eggs on the back. That's a little weird.
That's normal.
But yeah, they kind of walk past you. Does the party want to, or walk to you? Does the party want to do anything? You have the heads up since you can
Hold
do
on.
stuff before they get there because sounds.
What languages did I pick? Goblinoid. I won't do anything.
Zaren took that like the 2-year gap year in university to learn language, and you've never been able to use it. Like you've never used Goblinoid, and you're like, yeah, to use it now.
I was
Yeah.
thinking if Zaren did describe them as hobgoblin.
Sorry.
If Zaren did describe them as hobgoblin, I'd be like, oh, I might know some goblinoid. I don't, so ignore me. That idea's out the window.
Oh, you don't know Goblin. Tragic.
So I'm going to be doing what I hope everyone else is doing, but I'm going to lay low and not look like I'm confrontational or trying to ambush them. I'm just kind of keeping my distance.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't want to seem provocational.
Like when you drive past a lorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We'll
I
go
rev
with this.
slightly as I go past them.
Vanguard, since you're in front, do you want to tell me what you two are doing? As a kind of currently the spearheads of the party.
Probably just getting out the way a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of like moving to the side, letting them have the right of way.
Yeah. So you're trying to hide, or you're trying to like move out of the way?
Just moving out the way.
Okay. So you don't want to be like, everyone get down. You just want to be like, okay, let's just kind of scoot over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just scoot out the way. Let's be nice. Let's let them have the right of way.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
Okay.
They have the big sticks.
Yeah, they do have the big sticks. Yeah, like I said, these sticks, 30 foot tall.
they're
On
quite
top of
tall.
that, like 4 to 5 foot frames, and since they're hunched over, it's about 3 foot. But that still puts them at about, we'll say it's low water, so that still puts them about like 25 to 32 foot. They're very tall.
For any metric users, that's 10 meters, so you're probably looking
Give or take,
at
give or
about
take.
four stories of a building.
Yes, these are long sticks. You can tell these are definitely designed for high water, for use in high tide. But they don't do too badly against the thick muddy. They're quite efficient traveled, it seems. But yeah, unless anyone else wants to do anything else like hide or attack, talk, I'll give you the chance to say so now.
A to interact.
Does anyone happen to speak the language the hobgoblins use, or do they speak Sylvan, Goblinoid? I don't entirely know their culture.
I speak Sylvan, but I don't know if they know
Same.
I
Sylvan.
also speak Sylvan.
Oh God.
I think we
Sylvan.
also
Damn,
speak
we all know
Sylvan.
Sylvan.
We can
No,
communicate in
Sylvan.
I also picked up. It's probably not even useful, but I picked up orc somewhere along the way. I I don't know where.
I know
do you know-
Draconic as well.
I think orcs share a language root with Goblinoid, but don't hold me to that. It's something I read somewhere.
I think I'm gonna keep
Similar?
my mouth
Or
shut
is it
in case I
giant? It
accidentally
might have
offend
been
them.
giant. I'm not too sure.
You didn't want to get those
Character,
mixed up.
I know which languages are linked to what.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying anything.
I mean, Zaren, this goblin co-worker of yours is now canon. It's part of the law. You would know, plus you're a ranger, you know, this is kind of your forte. You would know that most goblinoids, including hobgoblins, do get taught or learn goblinoid, just goblin being the language. Not all of them do, obviously. Some of them know more languages. A lot of them also know common, as it is kind of the universal trade language on the surface world. In the Underdark, it's Undercommon is the universal trade language, which you would probably know also, even if you didn't learn.
Which is just common, but you speak it upside down.
Yes, you speak it backwards.
Like, it's Australian.
No.
It's very close to Infernal.
Australian. It's Australian. It's awesome.
Oh god, yes.
That's why.
Canon now.
Oh god,
That's
that's
why
fucking
Thong in
terrifying.
common means something very different to undercommon.
Yes, it's canon that Undercommon is now Aussie. So yeah.
Though it
so-
would make sense with all the giant spiders they have.
That's true.
Yep.
All the
Yep.
centipedes.
Fair.
Quick tip though, if you do go to Australia, the smaller the creature is, probably the more deadly it is when it comes to insects.
Like with
Oh yeah,
Like, big-
definitely.
Big spider, fine. Small spider, run.
Not
Just
always,
run.
but usually.
Most of the time.
Big
most of the time.
spider. The only thing you gotta worry about is having a fucking heart attack seeing it.
Yeah.
Big spider, run.
If-
Small spider, run.
Yes.
If you see a
then-
tiny
yeah,
little
hands down.
black spider in your shoe, burn the shoe. Don't even
Burn
take
the
the chance.
house.
Burn the
Burn the
fucking
house.
shoe.
So yeah.
Anyway.
Don't
Okay.
say that. We might accidentally
since
start
the
another
party-
wildfire.
Oh god. Since the party is seemingly going with the vanguard and kind of shifting to the side, yeah, you shift to the side, kind of off the trail, and let these walkers walk by. They don't really give you a look. They just keep on going.
Okay.
And eventually they walk past you. And you keep moving.
Encounter complete. How much XP for that one?
None. No XP.
Yeah, we're
XP for losers.
not doing an XP based leveling system, unfortunately.
If only.
We are now.
Otherwise, I can say I would 100% be behind Kill All the Heroncon plan.
You get XP for other things.
For a bit of, you know, just explanation. Even if we were doing XP, you would get equal XP to solving the encounter without killing anyone.
Oh, I know. But it's easier.
XP is not,
We
XP is
know,
not
it's
murder
just
juice.
easier to
XP
murder
is
hobo.
experience.
Murder.
So,
Wait till I give all them 3 multi-attacks.
oh.
Fair.
Let me use the Bugs Bunny meme. No.
No. So yeah, the party continues on the way. You get to 8 hours, the end of the first day, as kind of night doesn't really fall. From what you've seen here, it's almost a perpetual twilight. But the sky does gradient from like at some points it's like a brighter, some of it's a deeper red in complexion. So you get that it's about it's been about 8 hours. It's the end of the first day, and unfortunately you're still not there. The unfortunate thickness of the mangroves and other assorted swamp fauna have kind of flora have kind of blocked her path a bit.
Sleeping in the mud.
Need to find somewhere above the mud if we need to rest up. Otherwise, we can
Sleeping in the
continue going.
mud right now.
No.
Get in here.
Everybody in the mud.
Aaron, if you sleep in the mud, you're not going to be able to breathe, darling. You're not going to be.
Sleeping in the mud.
Face down.
I do kind of want to be able to scrape this mud off my hooves, thank you very much. It is not very comfortable.
Can we find like a grassy
Get in
knoll?
the mud.
Oh,
Or
please
a
don't use
fairy
those
knoll.
words.
Roll perception.
Uh,
Fairy knoll?
Ooh.
Oh, that's very different.
Ooh. Who's rolling perception?
I'm rolling perception.
Bluff. Because you wanted to find something.
Yes. 19.
I just got
I
back
see.
what's happening.
I'm looking for a
Very
grassy
knoll.
knoll.
About it.
A very camp
Sleeping in
hyena
the
man.
mud.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I was very confused. I thought it was something rude.
No.
If only.
Okay. 19. You look around. You don't see any grassy knoll. This is a swamp. You do, however, find a very large. Hang on, I need to check my knowledge of trees.
Those large African ones that grow really,
Redwood.
really wide but have really small.
No.
Is it
Banyan
redwoods?
trees.
And
Banyan. Redwoods are the really thick ones. Yeah, you find a very large banyan tree. Like what Patrick described. They're very thick trees made up of smaller wood stock. They kind of creep up and spread out. If you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, the big tree in the swamp, that's a banyan tree.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. You see one of those kind of off the path a bit. You think that could make for like a decent thing if you can find enough like branches that kind of make a flat platform.
The one that clones itself, right, as it goes along?
I believe so. I'm not a tree expert.
Sorry.
I'm not a tree scientist. I do believe that could make for decent sleeping arrangements.
guys, I found
Looks
a
like a
tree.
very comfortable tree.
If one of you had a hammock, you could possibly like tie it for some branches.
But we don't.
Oops.
I don't know what I have. Where is my tablet? Not
Uh,
here. One sec.
so is that where the party's sleeping for the night?
Well, someone's got any
It
better
looks
ideas.
like it.
Okay, that's
Okay.
Literally, what is happening?
So
We're looking for a place to
Sleep
sleep.
in the
Don't worry
tree.
about it.
yes. So basically, you got to the end of the first day of travel, about 8 hours in, but unfortunately, you haven't made it to your destination because of the because the Vanguard decided to use their bare hands.
My bad,
You're not-
bad
you're not like
paws,
a
thank you
One of
very
us
much.
did.
You're not quite that high level monk yet. You can't magic fist your way through situations.
Well,
I would like to
So
take
instead-
my hempen
Yeah.
rope and possibly like start trying to. Oh, I could use
I
druid
too have
craft.
some
It would take a while to make it, but make it look like a canopy for us out of that.
But
Canopy.
the-
What is it
the
called?
leaves- the hammock.
That's the one. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the tree has a
Canopy.
canopy. The tree has a very large canopy.
I'm
You
in,
are protected from
I'm in
the
a hammock. Yeah.
Give me what's not? What's like a rope tying check?
X.
I think
Either
it's gonna be like straight intelligence.
Five hand.
either
Built in with a
intelligence
finger.
or
Survival?
dexterity. Intelligence or dexterity.
They're the same for me, so it doesn't matter. Let's go.
Sleight
Dexterity
of
for-
hand.
Either not sleight of hand. That's probably stealthy with it. This is just kind of like
sleight of hand.
finagle.
Sneakily tie the knots.
8.
Dexterity.
Not good
So-
at knot tie. I'm used to people doing it for me.
Yeah. You kind of like put your hand in. At one point you're like, oh, this is going well, and then you kind of like hold it up to like be like, okay, how much longer does this need to be? And you realize, oh no, you tied your hand in it.
Yeah.
You gotta untie it all and get your hand out. Unfortunately, you do not make.
I don't know what I'm doing. Does anyone know how to make something where we don't have to sleep?
We
In
could
the
just tie a
I
sleeping
could
bag to
try.
the tree.
I could try and make something. I have rope. Yeah.
My bedroll doesn't exactly.
Got
Again, I'm still not good at tying knots. I don't know how to tie my bedroll to it. If someone could help me, please.
Hmm.
And she is looking a little bit flustered, asking for help.
Yeah, because the way banyan trees kind of grow, there might be like I said, like actually within the branch, like if you climbed up in, there might be possibly hollowed out bits or platter bits on the end that you could just like lie the bedroll down
Yeah.
on. It's like a solid platform.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I would still need to. Wait, this is out of character. I'd still need to tie a knot to make sure that I don't fall out if I roll during my sleep.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
I got a 19 on dexterity to make something to
And
sleep
you know
in.
dexterity. Yeah, you're pretty experienced with tying ropes and such.
Dark elves, they know how to capture people.
Yes.
Sorry.
You make a very very makeshift hemp rope hammock. It's not gonna be comfortable, but it will be functional. Right? These are
rolling
this is like maybe like 1-2 inch thick rope. Like this is like proper climbing rope.
Nice coarse hemp rope as well.
Yeah, it's not gonna be great. It's not gonna be very comfortable. but it is functional. You could sleep in it. If you could also theoretically, if you have a bedroll, you could put your bedroll in the hammock to make it a bit soft, and then sleep in that.
I do in fact have a
I'll sleep on
bedroll.
that.
I believe.
Okay then, you could do that.
I have
Hammock.
that.
So Zaren has their sleeping arrangements ready. What does anyone else want to do?
If someone wouldn't mind helping me, I will offer you my bedroll. I would like to be secured to the branch if we're going to be sleeping up there. I'm a little bit of a fidgeter.
I can try tying you to something. I don't need your bedroll, I got one, but if you get in your bedroll, I can tie you just like around you. I mean, you probably won't be able to move very much, but
It's better than me falling in the mud and slowly drowning.
well, you probably
Before
wake
you
up.
tie
but-
it to the tree,
Okay.
we should probably have a lookout system so that something doesn't come up and murder us during the night.
That's a very smart idea.
I can
Rather
set a
not
snare.
die.
Now is a good time for me to bring up for the new players at the table, because for the audience, I apologize if we're going into rules a bit in depth. We do have a few players at the table who are a bit new to the game. I want to kind of go in more in depth for things. So the way a long rest works is it is 8 hours long, 6 hours normally. Elves can calm down. I know about trance. Normally, it's 6 hours of mandatory sleeping, 2 hours of light activity. That's keeping lookout, reading a book, attuning to stuff, not like exercise or like casting spells or combat, that kind of thing. That is then heavy exercise. So, if you want to have someone on watch the full 8 hours, you'd have to have 4 people on watch, swapping out every 2. Trance lets you sleep for 4 hours and be awake for 4 hours. So
We
you
have
could also
2
keep watch.
elves.
You
We
do
have
have
2
2
elves
elves.
An elf on each watch would work out for the 8 hours.
Yeah.
That is correct. Do you actually have trance, Nim?
I should do because the background thing I used has the elf, the high elf ancestry blocks. I should
Okay.
do. It's a good question though. I'm not too sure if it works with the thing we've done.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I shall have a look on D&D Beyond for you.
please do.
Let's assume that I don't for the time being.
Please do. Okay, so Nim, Zaren, go take one of the watches. Who's going to take the other 2 watches for the other 4 hours?
I will take a watch because I would like to prepare a snare for the first watch.
Okay.
The probably the base of the tree before I get.
Okay.
Bluff
So Nim's
tied into
taking
it.
first watch.
I will
'Cause I
take
will-
one.
You can take a watch. Okay. Do you want to take second or third watch?
I'll do
Third,
second.
probably. You should probably do third, I think.
Okay, I
You-
guess I'll do third.
Zaren either way. Okay. So that's Nim on first watch, Zaren on second watch, and Hiyimi on third watch. Okay. Assuming you don't have trance, we'll just go with that.
So I'll that for now. I'll come back to
yeah.
you on the thing.
Can you make me a survival check to make a snare, and a perception check to keep watch?
Sorry, I don't need to roll a thing to make a snare. Sorry, I forgot to press it. It's the D20,
Really?
isn't it?
Oh.
I cast it.
What is this? Wait, what is this? Is this a spell?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember,
What's this-
Theo, but
what-
my
what-
Abjuration
this is
Wizard used this when she was first introduced in Chloe's campaign and died on
What
the
book is,
in the same
which book is this
session.
from?
I think it's the.
This isn't Player's Handbook, is it?
I think it is.
Xanathar's. It's not Player's Handbook. It might be Xanathar's.
That's got some spells. Oh god, as you cast a spell, you can use the rope to create a circle with a 5-foot radius on the ground floor. This trap is nearly invisible, requiring a successful investigation. Save DC to be discerned. With small, medium, or large creature moves onto the ground. Its floor.
It's me a
It will
minute.
succeed on
to
dexterity
cast it.
saving throw. Be magically hoisted. Restrained. Jesus.
Yeah, it's good when you can
Okay.
get it to go off.
Yeah. Okay, so where else are you putting it?
I wanted to put it at the base of the tree before I go up for my
Yep.
like just as my watch ends, and I will warm it.
Okay, so you want to do that as your watch ends. Okay. Yeah. Roll me a perception check then for your watch, please.
Okay. Perception. Ooh, 6. I'm real good today.
Yeah.
You have dice.
Yeah, you keep you keep watch.
I do indeed have eyes.
You sat there, kind of not going into a trance state, but you kind of get ready for it, right? And so the way trance works is you don't necessarily dream more so than you do remember. And as you're sat there looking over this swamp, the sound of nature, this is obviously not real. This isn't something that's actually happening. This is your mind. But with the kind of lower light of the shade of the banyan tree and the darker hues of the twilight sky, the shadows kind of shift and play tricks in your mind. And for a second you start to think this forest kind of looks like the one from your dreams. And then you think, no, that doesn't. There's no mud in that place. But the thought doesn't leave your mind, and that kind of leads into a follow-on thought about the rest of the dream, the events that happen in it, this odd tent, the stage play, the meaning of it, why it's been a recurring dream. And before you know it, 2 hours have passed, and your watch is over. And as you kind of snap out of your delirium, you're like, oh wait, everything looks fine. Okay.
Yes.
Snare.
Nothing happened during
Nothing
my watch
happened.
at all. I was definitely observant the entire time.
Yep.
Zaren's
You
just
cast
looking
snare.
at Nim. He's just been stood there waiting.
Yeah. You cast snare on the ground, and then you head up to the tree and wake up Zaren. Are you gonna wake up Bluff and ask him to tie you to the?
Because fortunately Nim is too polite for that when she realizes, oh, I have to wake him up. Never mind. That it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
I you do like kind of like you put the hand on the shoulder and be like, Bluff. Okay, never mind. Nope, not doing that.
Definitely sleep.
You just head back to you.
And I'll try and find a place to set up and
Okay.
try and sleep. I don't trance.
You don't trance.
No.
Okay then.
I
Good
looked
to
it
know.
up. I looked at the very specific wording. I don't trance.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. So yeah, you kind of you less so than trancing. You just kind of got it as a habit from your parents, where you go into a trance-like pose and basically meditate for like an hour or two, and then that kind of calms you down. It almost rejuvenizes your connection with the earth and the soil. And then because meditating is really boring, you pass out.
So I like to imagine I was always taught sleeping is fine. It's something we do for fun.
Yes.
What I wasn't told is it's not normal to be able to trance the entire time.
Yes. So you start trancing, and then you gotta
Yeah.
and fall back.
That's it.
Okay. Normally I wouldn't do this, but you mentioned it. Roll me a dexterity check.
Yeah. Well, I like this fun stuff. It's stuff I would consider happening in real life, which is what I'd get nervous about if we were going into a tree. Oh boy, 7.
Yeah. Because you were thinking about it so much, you kind of will yourself into having the same dream. This time you can tell it's not. It's the same dream, but it's not the same dream.
Yeah.
Whatever's making you have this dream, whether it be your own subconscious or this is not this. This is the events of the dream presented through a hazy mirror in a different order. This is you scaring yourself into having night terrors about this dream, thinking about it. It's the same dream, but it's not the same dream. This is your own recreation thereof because you're so concentrated on it. And because of this, you kind of start flailing, because it's familiar. It's this familiar dream you've had, but it is different and unpredictable and chaotic. Like this isn't, and you kind of shift and shake, and as you do, you feel yourself start to slip through the cracks of the branch.
Yes.
And as you do, you shoot awake. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. And Zaren, roll me perception for your watch.
I'm real good at those too. 7.
Oh boy.
Zaren's standing looking at the only thing he hears is a big thwack as Nim glides on the ground.
Yeah.
Above 10 feet.
Unnatural 20.
Oh boy. I'm gonna look up banyan tree height.
I think they are.
How tall is a banyan tree?
I think they are above 10 feet.
They reach up to banyan trees reaches up to a height of 100 feet. We're not gonna do that. That would kill you.
Nah, it's only 9d6.
Actually, it's 90d6. No, sorry, 10d6. It's 1d6 per 10 foot, so it's 10d6.
I thought it excludes the first 10 feet, but I could be wrong.
No, it doesn't. The first 10 feet is included.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, I'd definitely be dead.
We're not gonna do that.
I mean, you wouldn't be that far up the tree anyway. You'd only be like
No, you wouldn't.
maybe 10.
Assuming that's the top, you'd be maybe 10 to 20 feet up. You with your perception check, you hear shuffling in the trees, and you know that you saw Nim cast this snare spell. I assume she told you what it did and said, "Hey, don't step on this. It's a magic snare spell."
I would have like
Yep.
indicated it for you where it is at the tree stump.
So you know, okay, I can turn around and we're not going to get immediately ambushed unless there's rangers. So you turn around to look at what's going on in the tree, and that's when you see the moment that Nim falls out. You see their eyes shoot awake, reach for the tree branch, but their arms are in like the sleeping bag, and they just fall. Can you make me, if you're gonna try to catch her?
And you hear it.
I'll try!
Okay, make me a dexterity saving throw as a reaction. I'm doing a saving throw, not a normal check, because this is reactionary. This is you just going, oh shit. Hence the saving throw part. It's more so on instinct and reaction than it is trained skill.
10.
10! Okay, as you run for it, your feet get kind of stuck in a mud slick. As you kind of trip and stumble, as you reach forward, you just miss Nim. As you hear this loud flatch, as Nim is sprawled out into the mud. As it does, mud gets shot back up at you, and you are covered in mud. Your shirt, your face, your mask, it's just like an explosion of mud. Everyone in the tree is woken up.
I was wearing the full like face covering wooden mask, so I just
The
take
full
that
mask,
off
okay.
and wear the like regular
Yeah.
face mask. The rest of me is drenched. Hair's
Basically,
gone from
the
silver
mask is
to
dirty.
brown.
Yeah, it is. It's like a paintball. Everyone in the tree is woken up by this loud. I forgot to change this music. I'm a fool. Everyone is woken up in the trees from this loud sound of what sounds like something quite heavy hitting something like swamp floor. You know that kind of very distinct kind of latch sound that it makes when it would hit the ground and shoot mud up. And you are all jolted awake. What is everyone's first reaction?
What the devil?
Can I try and get up out of this very thick mud?
We're all
You're
just
not-
like, oh my god, Nim's
maybe
fucking
help
dead.
Nim up.
You're not in the mud so much as you are. You kind of got with it. Was it? Did you get a 10? You didn't fall into the mud. You just kind of like slipped on it and got stuck in it a bit. You are like maybe like ankle to shin deep in this mud.
Alright.
But you are covered in it by the sheer fact that when Nim hit the floor, it was, physics, and the rest of the mud got displaced and shot upwards onto you.
Alright, can I help Nim up?
Yes.
Can I try?
Nim, I forgot
Make
about
sure
this.
she
Nim,
gets-
you will take some damage. You take. I rolled snake eyes on the d6s. You take 2 points of damage.
You die.
As you get jolted by this sensation of just hitting what almost feels like solid concrete. It's like, oh no! And as Zaren kind of puts a hand to help you up, you just don't move. You're just sat there in agony.
Yes, no, I was going to say that, and I would be like, no, leave me to die.
It's just like you don't think anything is majorly damaged. You do have like spot paralysis though, as you're just like, oh, this isn't gonna move for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone else.
That's
you wake up in
sinking
the
down
trees.
in the mud further and further.
It's not that deep. It is, like I said, it's about like ankle deep. You're not gonna drown in it unless you landed face down, which.
She might. Might. Never know.
So
I was
everyone
about to
else
swim.
in the tree, you're waking up with this jolt. You look around, some getting weapons out and getting ready for, and that's when you see down through the branches of the trees, Nim sprawled out in her bedroll, just on the, with this kind of shocked and pain look on her face, like, oh no.
You should have woken me up, bro. I tied you to the tree.
Could have asked me to tie you to the tree. I was awake anyway.
Oh. What does the rest of the party do? Do you just go back to sleep?
I roll to the side slightly and just get
Yeah.
my fate.
Yeah, you just see Nim accept it and just start to roll over.
Nim, no! You're gonna
like-
drown! You're gonna drown in the mud!
You know where, if anyone's seen Avatar, where Toph is drowning and she
Yes.
thinks Sokka saves her?
Yes.
Just leave me to drown.
Just leave me to drown. Yeah, that's basically, you're like, oh, this is it. This is my fate. Drowning in the mud. But assuming that you eventually do get taken back up to the tree,
I'll take Zaren's hand, get myself
Yeah.
up.
your sleeping bag is now ruined. It is destroyed. Part of it got torn on the tree branch, and the rest of it is soaked in mud. It is not usable.
I'm
myself
destroyed!
asleep.
I'm covered in mud!
Yeah, I was covered in mud. So yeah, unfortunately, mark that bedroll off of your inventory.
Yeah.
Just use mine while I'm on watch. Use my weird hammock thing. It's up in
Okay.
the tree somewhere. I lost it. Not where it is.
So eventually, you get back into the tree. You get back into bed to sleep. Zaren, the rest of your watch passes uneventfully. Maybe a cool looking toad kind of comes near you.
I love cool-looking toads.
You
Yeah.
look at the back of it.
I get very distracted from my watch and just stare at the toad for a while.
Plot twist, it's a cane toad. Oh no.
Oh no!
Fucking Hypnotoad.
If it's a cane toad, this place has no biodiversity at all.
No. So
I told you, we're ruining it.
you eventually your watch comes to the end, and you get a Hiyimi for their watch.
By the way, did
Hiyimi,
everybody in
I-
school have
I just
like,
jab them.
like a massive
just-
lesson
Yeah,
on
it's a-
cane toads for some reason?
No, I watched a
No.
documentary. Sorry.
Huh.
We get how about it in English?
I don't know
I
what y'all
jab
are
Hiyimi
talking
and now
about.
they're covered in mud.
Yeah, Hiyimi,
I
you
shall
have some
not
like
suffer alone.
flecks and splatters of mud kind of flicked on you.
That is indeed
yeah.
a sentence someone wrote.
Indeed. Yeah, Hiyimi, you get it for your watch. Can you make me a perception check?
Perception.
Perception.
That is a 7.
7? Okay then. Let me.
Y'all don't have eyes, do you?
I'm too busy. I'm too busy looking at the nim-shaped splat in the mud.
It is. Yeah. It is like you can see where the head landed, and then there's just a square where the sleeping bag is.
It's just one of those Looney Tune moments where you just like see a perfect outline of what hit
Yes.
the ground.
Yes. But with that, your watch comes to the end. Luckily, nothing interrupts you. Actually.
Oh no.
Unless
Something does interrupt us. Bum bum bum.
it's the toad again.
Yep.
The
nope,
toad?
everything's good. The toad.
No, my friend betrayed us.
How dare he?
The cane toad. He gives you a
How
little
dare
muzzle, and you die.
Damn.
He's
cane
complicit.
toads actually. Cane toads are very poisonous. They secrete poisonous poisonous liquid from the glands in their shoulders.
It's fucking
You-
disgusting to look at.
Fuck cane toads, man. Yeah. Eventually, the your watch comes to an end. Though everyone wakes up. Everyone has a long rest, so Nim, you get your hit points back. However, you are very sore.
My pride is wounded.
Yes. But you wake up back for another day of travel. I assume
Ooh,
everyone's
that-
going to travel in the same.
That means I get to prepare my spells again.
It is. I assume everyone's traveling in the same order.
Makes sense.
See?
Okay.
That's good.
Before
Okay.
I do need to have a good look at my spells because I might have something that can actually help us traverse this.
That's right.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Feel free to do that a bit later as well. You can just say you prepared it earlier.
Do I have
Yeah,
a shirt
so-
beneath the main, like, armor?
You're not wearing leather to skin, no.
I hope not.
You will have
Can
some
I-
sort of some sort of.
that would be
like-
chafing.
You would be.
Yes.
You have some sort of like tabard or tunic underneath your leather.
Can I
Wouldn't have it a bit
remove
thick,
the
so probably leather.
mud-soaked leather, like, tunic? Like, wrap it around my waist for now?
You can remove it, yeah. I will say that classes as you doffing your armor, which means you don't have armor on version.
Mm.
Okay.
Just quickly put it on if a fight arises.
Yeah.
Take your entire turn to put your leather armor on. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So without armor, your AC is 10 plus Dex. So it would be what
13.
plus 3 or plus 4? 13. Your AC is 13 currently. Keep that in mind.
My AC was only 14 earlier. It's fine.
Well, yeah, leather is 11 plus Dex. So yeah. You begin traveling. Vanguard, Rearguard, Navigator, and Lookout. Assuming you're all in the same positions, please roll those things again.
I can.
Unless anyone will want to change, like Bluff, if you want to swap out Kaisol, and if anyone wants to swap out the positions, feel free.
17.
17 as Lookout. Okay.
Unless anyone wants to tell Nim not to navigate, I will continue.
Okay.
Hey guys, we got attacked. Not my fault, promise.
100%.
Ooh, that's an actual one.
Oh wow, the first ones were so good, and now they're so bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, my wound has been. Sorry, my pride has been wounded.
Dude,
And-
none of y'all's eyes work.
Bluff, are you still doing Vanguard?
Yep.
Are they full
Okay.
of mud or what?
So that
Did you forget to clear them out, Nim?
give me an athletics or a nature check then.
Oh god.
Yeah, clear the way.
They're both not good.
With advantage if Chimera is helping you.
Yeah.
I will take that advantage. Ooh. That's a 5.
Oh no, this is so cool. Oh my god. Okay. So. Oh boy.
We're all gonna die.
No, I'm going to keep the spells I've got currently because they are the most useful ones I've got. And no changes there. We're not going to die. We're just going to be ambushed.
Cool.
We're gonna
So,
die.
It's currently low tide, but you can feel the telltale signs of tide beginning to rise. The thick, sludgy mud is becoming more and more liquidy, and you can feel it getting. And as it does, Vanguard, what do you get?
On my ass.
Rearguard?
Wait, I got 18 on my perception though. I don't know what you're asking for.
The athletics. Vanguard's job is to clear the path, make sure that you're not like boxed in, and make sure you have a good. Make sure you don't get like caught in foliage, right?
Okay. 5.
So the athletics nature check. Yeah. The rearguard.
A 5.
Okay. You temporarily forget that you're supposed to be in the rearguard, and you just kind of look forward and just be like, okay.
Yeah.
He sees the toes.
There is, yeah,
We
there
all
is
see
no,
the toes.
there is no threat in front of us. There is no threat.
Yes, exactly. No object permanence. The navigator.
4.
Hiyimi, do you want to help Nim with navigation?
Okay.
Okay. If you're gonna help Nim make me the check with advantage then, please. Hello? Patrick, are you there?
Patrick, can you hear me?
Did you say nature or survival?
Survival for navigation. Oh my god, these are...
So I got twice my previous roll, which is 8.
You're so good at D&D, guys.
Oh.
So good. And look out.
I, for one, got a 17.
17. Okay.
You've seen the toad, you don't need to see it anymore.
17. Okay. You are once again slowed down. But as you are making your way through the bush. Bluff. I feel like Bluff has something to prove at this point. So like Chimera's like, hey, do you want the sword? And you're like, no, I don't.
Who needs a sword?
So you kind of, you're like, I can. I imagine you're out in front of like, I could this myself. I can forest and grumble. And as you do, whack, you hit something with your foot, and it fucking hurts. You just feel like you kicked a tree stump, and your entire foot goes numb. And as you do, you stop in pain. It's like a cartoon. The rest of the party kind of piles up onto you, and you've all stopped for an unknown reason. And as this happens, Zaren, you notice what Bluff stumped his foot on, and it is what looks like a raft that is like kind of a bit sunken into the mud.
Oh, my toesy woesies.
Land.
Okay then. Anyone
And
want a raft?
An 8-foot square raft.
Fancy.
Thought that can't fit enough of us on.
One of us can fly.
It can fit enough people on. It can carry 1,200 pounds. It can fit you all on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's 8
Oh, it's
foot.
going
You gotta
by weight
remember
rather than space.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
also people don't take up 5 feet of space. It's just like.
Hey, I need my personal
God.
space, Kai.
No problem on this
You
raft.
know what? Frick your personal space.
Like, I swing my scimitar around. Stay away, and my bubble.
No.
Social distance.
What do you
No,
mean?
it is-
I definitely take up 5 feet of space.
I still go
You,
with
you barely take about a foot of space.
Lay down on the raft, Titanic style.
I still
So-
sit or stand in the middle of the raft.
Ah, my
He
toes.
stands on one edge and he just tips it over. Titanic style.
Alicia said 8-foot raft can't fit everyone, saying Jack and Rose couldn't fit on a wardrobe door.
I was just gonna say.
Really? So, it's quite lucky as well. As you kind of ponder this raft, Bluff, you pondered your hurt foot.
I pondered this
The water level begins to rise, and as it does, it kind of pulls this raft out of the muck and begins to raise it up.
Why
But
are
you
we on
think
a
it
raft?
would be usable.
Why are we
Do we
on a
have to
raft?
do we have to get on it before it floats too high up away from us?
No, so the water level never goes higher than like 5 or 6 foot. So most of you will be fine in the water. However, it will be like shoulder high.
Yeah, but how are we
Therefore,
gonna get
making
up on
slow.
the raft if it was 5 foot deep?
If you're stood in like 5 foot water and you're like 5 foot 6 foot tall, and the raft is on level with you, you can easily just grab on.
Tip the raft over.
You never pulled yourself
I for
Raft
one
does
could not
swimming
do
pool.
that.
Rafts are designed with buoyancy. Just because you can put your weight on one side and kind of pull it, and it not entirely flip over.
So
Yeah,
we've all seen that video of that
I could not.
in a canoe, right?
This is not a
Also
canoe.
have-
This is a square.
Canoes are also
So
designed
not-
for buoyancy.
To argue the real world thing, like as Theo said with the buoyancy, most people can pull themselves out of a swimming pool, and that's
Onto a
usually
solid
you
ground.
submerge-
It's not solid ground, it's a raft.
It's a raft in the
Listen.
water. I'm gonna accidentally push it away while trying to get on it.
Fucking
It's-
God.
it's-
Listen, y'all fuckers, you can get onto the raft.
Yeah, it's swamp water as well, so it's more viscous. Anyway,
Uh,
I saw
If you so
gets
wish.
onto the raft.
You're on the raft. Congratulations.
I'm
I thought you
on the
might
raft.
tip it over, but yeah. I'm assuming everyone
I
gets on the
try
raft.
and get on the raft.
You are now sat on a raft.
Oh
You
my
need a little bit
toes.
of way
Electrostatic.
to move it.
They don't actually interact with the raft at all.
Can I try and paddle from the side?
Get out the sword
try.
and just try and use it as a paddle.
No,
Make
it would be
me
smart to
an
use my shield.
Can I grab
Make me
Hiyimi
an
by the
athletics check.
ankles and use them as a paddle? Spread your wings.
Chimera, make me an
No.
athletics check.
Oh, okay. Since you asked so nicely, I won't.
That is 17.
17. It is not efficient. You get movement? No, you know what? No. You are moving a shield. This is not like a tower shield. Best. You're on one side, so you have to go from one side to the other. The problem is it's an 8-foot raft. Like it's quite big, right? So you have to like run from one side to another. It's probably slower than walking. You think if you can get a large stick, you can definitely row this thing. A shield is not going to do it, unfortunately.
Can we get to can one of us reach a nearby tree and cut a branch off with a sword or dagger?
Sure. Whoever wants to do that, roll me nature.
Alright. Where's my dice? There it is. Four!
Okay. As you kind of reach a nearby branch, you get a stick. It is about 3 foot long and not too thick. It's not gonna be much use.
I try anyway.
Can I just ask, you know this raft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've not used it yet. Animals have I seen, DM?
A frog, at least.
Anything within reason.
Can I transform into that snail?
Racing snail.
Because I don't know what CR it is, so I don't actually know.
Transform into one of those
Let
speedy
me
racing snails.
It doesn't have a flying speed or a swimming speed, so yes, fine on that.
Yes, I know that's the only reason I can do it, is because it definitely didn't fly or swim. But it also has to be a certain CR, I think. Let me have a look.
Yes, it does. What is the current CI you need?
Well, it doesn't tell me on D&D Beyond unless I go into the extra details. Hold on a second. 1/4.
It's a 1/4 beast.
Yes!
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 Fucking hell.
Yes! Only lasts an hour
So-
though, because it's wild shape. But
Do you want to describe how this looks to the party?
as I say to Zaren, who tried to pull off the rope, I'm like, "You still got the rope, yes? The night before?
Yeah.
Have to tie that to me in a moment, and I'm going to kind of jump into the mud, and just before I start hitting into it, I'm gonna see you. I just start expanding this. Actually, probably see it. It looks quite pale blue and then dark blue skin, and then start to form into like a slug shape, and then massive shell forms around where my backpack and robes used to be. The one thing that I still have, however, is on the snail's sort of part, there is still a gold band around its head.
Not a gold band, like a physical gold band, but it's almost like a pattern on the snail.
There's a gold band patterning
Yes.
on the head of the snail.
Bluff, you obviously recognize this. Everyone else, no one else saw that on Nim before. You just think this is a weird snail pattern. As you see Nim transform into a giant snail.
Yeah.
I assume.
Add that to my list. of
Where do
things
I
can
tie
transform
this?
into.
Around the shell, I guess.
Obviously.
Sure.
I can't talk to you guys, so
Yep.
I attempt
can
to
do
tie
that,
it around
sure.
the shell and then to the raft.
Okay. the speed of the giant snail is 70 foot per round.
Oh no.
That is, if you dash as well, that is 140 foot per 6 seconds. Let's do some quick math to find out how much.
Hold on.
I can do this
Your
for an
dear
hour, I
life.
think.
Yes.
Hour, or is it less than an hour?
140 foot.
Speedboat.
It's either an hour or 10 minutes.
It's been a long time
Make sure.
since I've done wild shape.
So that's in a
Hour?
minute.
Yeah, 1 hour before reverting back to my
1 hour?
form. Yeah.
Okay, in a minute, that's you can 1400 foot. In an hour, so times 60, 84,000 feet. Which is divided by.
Why did we not do this from the start?
We didn't have a round.
That's like
Didn't think
15
about it.
miles.
I mean, she could have turned into a snail and we could have just held on before. Just didn't think about it.
I'm not sure there'll be enough room on the snail. The raft is already pushing.
No, just hold on.
Just to be dragged through the
think
mud.
I
Yeah.
think literally the moment after Nim transforms into the giant snail, Chimera's just gonna scream, "Why didn't you do this from the beginning?"
Snail turns around with a slight cocked head. And then then it faces back with both its eye stalks.
Yep. Actually, technically, you do still have half movement because the water is difficult terrain, so it wouldn't be quite that much.
Oh, so it's only
It is definitely
42,000
faster than
feet.
walking. It is it's not quite that much. You moving at difficult terrain snail pace with the raft is effectively like the party moving at normal speed without difficult terrain.
Okay, cool.
So in an hour you can move about 3 miles.
Not extras. Yes, it's extras I add this to, isn't it?
You know, I'm really starting
Yeah.
to quite like snails.
So
Snails are
as
great, man.
you see, you take off in this raft faster than you thought you would. As a snail, it's almost like a jet ski, but like in reverse. Instead of the boat carrying the person, it's the person carrying the boat. The person is a snail, and the boat is a raft, and you're not secured. Everyone's kind of like holding on for dear life.
It's like one of those inflatable donuts tied to a boat.
Yeah. Hang on, who is? Ooh, yeah, definitely. No. Bluff house. Okay, Zaren and Hiyimi, you both have minus strength mod. But make me strength checks to hold on. Everyone else, everyone with
A strength check is just a 20,
16.
right?
a D20, yes. 16, okay. D20 plus strength. Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone with
I messed
Sorry.
up. Hold on.
That's fine. Everyone with positive strength modifiers is fine. It's not too fast. It is more so the fact that you're on water and then that it makes it this required. So everyone else can hold on quite secure.
Do I take the -1 off of
You do take the -1, yes.
14?
14? Okay, you're both fine. Yeah, you all get taken by surprise as this boat kind of rocks a bit as this snail fucking rockets off. You all manage to grab onto like the and within the hour you save a lot of time, and eventually just as your wild shape you feel that the magic starts Nim. You see sorry, cough. You see about 5 foot above you, supported by rafters and stilts, are a series of almost a maze that crisscross around in a web-like pattern, all of which surround this giant tree stump. Nim, you feel the ground under you go as this area is built around what looks like a naturally forming that would probably be there even without the high tide.
Okay.
Your mic still cuts out a lot.
I apologize. Let me mess
Cuts
with
out
Discord
always on the most
settings.
important words.
What words did you miss?
Quite difficult.
What the things surround like
All
there's
of it.
actually forming what?
So, sorry.
was reading his lips, so I assumed what he meant.
Yeah. You see this. I'm just going to redo the description because I don't know how much you heard. About 5 foot above you is a series of stilts and rafters and beams that crisscross, goes untied, to form this maze-like pattern of boardwalks that kind of web around the giant tree stump that you've seen from a distance. As Nim, you feel the water underneath you, the ground underneath you into what feels like a naturally forming lake. Even without high tide, when the ground is muddy, you think the water would still be here. As you kind of make your way deeper in, this kind of milky fog that has been ever present throughout your journey here becomes a lot thicker. The moisture from the lake kind of coming up to form this thick swamp fog that kind of washes over you as you have made your way to the Brigand's Tollway, to like Skyrim, like area discovered Brigand's Tollway kind of graphic.
Murder.
No.
Yes.
And with this, we will end the session for today. I hope everyone enjoyed Swamp Shenanigans.
Swamp shenanigans.
Swamp Nanigans, yeah. Oh, the episode title of this will definitely be different when it goes up on YouTube because
They always
I
are.
thought you were gonna get further than you did.
Never assumed that.
Speaking of, we need to change episode 5's title because I thought you would be past where you got in this session last session.
KW.
So we need to change session 5 and this session's title when it goes up on YouTube.
How dare you
I'll-
have faith in us?
I'll
To be
get
fair,
some.
you are making us do
Fifi
quite a
with
lot
that.
of just random checks to get places, so.
I mean, yeah, but it's you're in a fucking magic swamp. With a group of
Nim fell out of a
Hey.
tree. How dare you expect
Just-
Why
that's
didn't Nim
just
turn
funny.
into a racing snail earlier?
We didn't have a raft earlier.
We could have just all clambered onto the shell. Would have been fun.
It could probably ride most 2 people.
These were like one person.
Yeah, I'm only I think a large. Yeah, I'm only a large creature,
Yeah.
so I could
It's
only
like, you
fit
know,
like 2.
Hold
Like,
on to the shell
Like a horse
for
and
dear
carriage.
life.
Like a horse can fit like most 2 people on, but like with a horse and carriage, you can get quite a few.
Yeah. But you need a carriage.
You need a carriage.
We had a
Which you
carriage.
have. You have a raft.
Just tie a rope around the other people's waists to the shell and get a stick for them to put their feet on. Just skate after the snail while mud flies up in your face, you know?
Like a battle harness around me.
Basically water skiing, but
Like
with
the
mud.
But with mud and a giant snail.
like with the mammoth kills
Honestly,
from
that sounds like more fun.
Right. Well,
So in character it's because we didn't have a raft. Out of character it's because Patrick forgot he could wild shape at second level. But it was 3rd level druids got that.
No! Second
I
level
still
when you
forget
get
it's
the
second
good
level.
shit.
I always think it's 1st level because it's such a. Just everyone
It's,
uses it.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunately not 1st level. But Theo, I have added a list of wild shapes I could possibly use. Let me know if you
Okay.
disagree with any of them. But they're things
Sure.
that I think would have naturally encountered on their travels.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, it is obviously your character, so it's mostly up to you. Unless it's
Druids
like,
are like artificers. They get spellcasting at level 1, and then their other feature just absolutely shafts them. Druids get a language.
Yes.
That is their level 1 ability. It is a language.
Not as bad as like paladins not really
The
having an
longer
oath
you
until
look into
level
it,
3.
druids are
Yeah.
incredibly broken in the right hands.
yeah.
Yes, luckily I don't play that way.
I'm still mad that paladins, whose whole thing is they get magic because they swear an oath to a particular cause or creed, don't get their oath until 3rd level. Like, what the fuck?
No, instead we become immune to disease.
So the way I see it is that it's like you know when you're level 1, you're technically not meant to have done much. Like maybe
Yeah.
you've done like 1 or 2 things that would class you as like an adventurer. And so you're like as a level 1 and 2, you're like, you know kind of what your cause is.
Class
You know kind
this,
of what
really.
you're going kind of towards. But it's not until you've like actually experienced a few more things that you decide to kind of, in totality, swear your oath to whatever it is.
I suppose.
Because
So
also,
then, if you're like,
also it's quite nice thematically because in a way, your view on what, kind of either the reason why or how you are going to go about fulfilling this oath.
yeah,
Because technically, like, pretty much whatever for most paladin subclasses, you could have like whatever you are making your oath for the reason for. There are usually multiple, I would say at least 2 or 3 subclasses you could choose from that viably work.
yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. That's my take.
Yeah, if you explain it well enough and you haven't written too much for your backstory, it works quite well for
Yeah.
slowly leaning into it.
The problem is, I like writing a lot of my backstory.
Same. So I tend
don't-
to do it as unlocking powers.
That's the problem with
Yeah.
making level 1 characters. That's why most people. That's even why most people start at like level 3 or 2.
Yeah.
Just because it also means that people have had this experience and they can viably write like kind of more heroic backstories and more meaningful
Yeah.
backstories.
Like, I don't write too much in my backstory. I don't do the classic thing of like, I'm level 1, but I've done all this adventuring and gone all these places.
Level
I just
1,
put a lot of
I helped
detail
steal
into
away
it.
a lich. Did you?
Right, no, I don't do that. I put a lot of detail into it. I write my backstories like I write short stories. More so than, right? It's not like bullet points of like level 1 adventurer. I killed some cows. I stopped a bank robber. Not bank robber. I stopped like a petty theft. I just write it like in fucking like a short story with detail. That's why my backstory is always 4 pages long.
You've seen my backstories.
I have seen your
You know what hell is
backstories.
there. Right. Okay.
Honestly, whatever I write
Yeah,
for backstories always depends on like what level we start at. Start
No, I
at
just-
level 1, I'll
I just think of
focus more on
characters.
the before the adventuring starts kind of bullshit.
Mm.
If it's a later level, then I'm gonna focus more on what they've done since they've started.
Yeah.
Just kind of put into perspective a correct chronological event thing.
Okay. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed.
Yeah.
Players, I hope you enjoyed.
I did.
Viewers, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for joining us for this episode of WebDND's Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
I'm tired of my bones hurt.
Me too.
Understandable.
Alright. We're gonna end up and go raid someone.
Yeah.
Actually, I already have somebody to raid because it looks like our friend David is live. So we can go raid him.
David.
Never raided him before. Sid. Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah.
Let me get this raid
Thanks for
up.
joining us. Bye.
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 How do you spell it? Ah. Alright, yeah, that looks right. That's close enough. I think that's right. There we go. Alright. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.